Yo, yo, yo. Welcome in to the Collector Art House. What's up, guys? I'm scrambling here. Not quite ready. Clock's moving quickly today. So what we're going to need here is the Wheel of Dreams. And, preloaded to last week's lineup. We got a lot to cover here today. A lot going on. We got, Kamui Metsu says Z's. Good point. Always appropriate. Always. And then we got Yo Buddy from Slow Cheetah. What's up, dude? All right, so what we're going to need to do here is get our lineup ready on the wheel. I'm going to let some people queue up because I was getting set up here. You see, it's pretty sparse in the background. But there's a lot to cover. We got a lot of exciting, interesting things going on. What's this guy saying? Okay. People are asking for 4-player playmats. We're going to talk about playmats in a minute because we got some exciting stuff coming up in the Collector Art House Patreon. I'm working with some of the Sorcery artists to do some pretty amazing playmat concepts. So the first ones will be from Severin Pinot, and I think there will be probably 4 designs for the first one. And I'm trying to figure out how to offer these. I've been debating between like pre-orders or just, getting a bunch printed out and offering them. So I'll probably lean towards the latter and just, YOLO into some kind of print run, try to forecast demand to some level, and maybe just offer it through the Patreon, Collector Art House Patreon, paid tier members for starters. And then if demand, if they don't all sell out, or if there's wild demand or something, I'll do a second print run. But there's 4 like really, really amazing, awesome designs that she has developed, and I'm going to have them printed in the U.S. here. So I'll probably offer those to U.S. customers, and then we're going to figure out how to find like a good way to offer them in Europe as well, to kind of mitigate the shipping expense if I were to ship them from here to Europe. But stay tuned for more on that. That's going to be pretty awesome. Beautiful work from Severin, as always. All of her work is amazing. All right, so today we have Deviating. Why is this going so slow? Deviating. Come on. Deviating as 1. We got Gambit. Oh my God. It's like unresponsive. Gambit has 2. Maybe I should have restarted the computer, huh? Gambit for 2. We're going to have Aric on the show today. So, it's hard to multitask. It's hard to do critical thinking while you're doing multiple things. So we got Gambit for 2. We're going to have, when I show the overhead cam here, we're going to have a little story time exhibition of sorts. We typically have a bit of an opener. It's not going to be too wildly long today. Try to keep it, 20 to 30 minutes. And then we'll get into the sample break. What in the world is going on here? There we go. All right, we're going to get into the sample break. And then at the end, after the sample break, we will have a deep dive on the history of sample packs. It's going to be really interesting because I have done extensive research on sample cards, right? Through articles, through YouTube videos, and also Aric Meyer, who we're talking about, did, or maybe it's Aric Meyer. It's hard to say with these names. He has collated that information, and he has put together a presentation of the entire history, which reminds me, I got to pull up that presentation. I think he sent me a link to that. He has collated that entire history of the different print runs of sample cards. He has, of course, we've showcased his spreadsheet many times on the channel. That has the population report of all known public pack openings. He's talked to people who have listed on the marketplaces sample card availability and really scoured the earth to come up with a pretty comprehensive compilation of the data and statistics around the population reports of individual sample cards. So they're wildly rare and really interesting piece of history and sorcery. Based on the, extensive development changes and design changes. All right, who else is in the chat here today? Dead King. Go Bills. Yeah. It's like a preseason game today. But, yeah, Bills are looking good. Good times. Hope you are positive today. Am I not positive other times? That's a funny comment, man. It's kind of random there. As opposed to when? Friday night? I think we had a good, measured, balanced discussion, I thought, about what's going on with Team Covenant being out of stock Friday night. And I think that there was a really good turnout for that. There was 60 to 70 people throughout the entire about hour and a half discussion with Lord of Itza. And yeah, I thought we were pretty measured and fair about it. That thing's gotten over 1,000 views, which is pretty good for a live. Those are harder to discover with the YouTube algorithm. So it seems to be a lot of interest in that topic. And people are wondering what the implications may be. From a player perspective, you know, feeding inventory, availability of product for stores to grow the game. And then from a collector perspective, and people who want the product to be scarce and are worried about overprinting and potential adverse valuation impacts. So it's pretty interesting. All right. Volume low on audio? What does that mean? The volume's not good? Maybe I'm just not talking into the mic because I was leaning backwards. How are we looking here, guys, on volume? Is that a problem? Is the audio a problem right now? Please let me know. Audio's fine. All right. 5 out of 5? We don't have any 5x5s today? I assume it's 5x5. There we go. There it is. All right, the volume's perfect. So let me see. Morticore is asking any word on multiplayer playmats. Just tuned in. Multiplayer is in 2-player playmats? Yeah, I might do some 2-player. I don't know. I'm getting a lot of feedback that people actually prefer single player, which surprised me. I like the 2-player because it, you know, fills out the canvas of when you're doing overhead cam stuff. I mean, it's a unique use case for play. It's kind of like a mixed perspective. I just spit all over my monitor there when I said play. That's hilarious. So for play, people like the single player because then, you know, you could choose your artistic design and then the person across the realm from you can choose theirs and you don't have to share it. And also you can see like the art in its right orientation, you know, relative to your vantage point. So that was actually a consistent piece of feedback I got from one of the local LGS owners here. Saying the same thing, that like single player playmats are most popular, he said, in Magic the Gathering. And he is a big, you know, Magic audience, but he thought similar for, let me see, Lepson says 2-player playmats are the way to go. Yeah, I think the 2-player are exciting. So you're talking about 4-player Morticore. I don't know about that. I mean, I'd have to see if they could do custom designs with some of the vendors that I'm talking to about producing those. But anyway, we're getting wildly on a tangent here. Let's go to the overhead cam, and then we'll talk about some things. All right. So for those just joining, we were talking about playmats because I am working with some of the sorcery artists to offer playmats. I'm having they are designing the playmats from their artworks and various ideas and designs and things. And then I'm going to have those produced, and then for starters, through the Collector Arthouse Patreon, which is linked in the show comments here. You could go check that out. You could sign up at any level. I think it starts at $5 at the lowest level and goes all the way up to $100 with various perks and benefits and access to limited exclusive items like some you're seeing here. And a whole variety and array of things. A lot art-oriented stuff, but also sometimes high-end cards and I don't know, special products of all kinds and variations, really, and content and all types of things. So you could check that out, and I'm going to offer the playmats through that after I have them produced. And I was asking the patrons for some insight on what they were interested in, 1-player versus 2-player, and pros and cons of those. But, so the first thing, let me see, where should I start with here? Let's zoom in a little bit. You see, I got a lot of artist proofs around here. But I wanted to show you guys the auction ending tonight. I always start with that. This is a paired concept. You know, if I had them out of the top loaders, you'll see that this concept, when I overlap it, it kind of compromises the art. But you see it's like a singular artistic design from the great artist Atlas Thorn of Shield Maidens and Poison Nova. And actually on the Sorcery Community Facebook group, I just posted an article this morning. It wasn't an article, it was like a post, you know, and I've been talking back and forth with Andrea Modesti. Andrea's like an artist that I really hit it off with. I've purchased many of his paintings and sketches and various things, and we just forged a friendship. So we were going back and forth on email, and he was telling me about Peasant Rebellion. I think I talked about this on my last live like a week ago. And he was telling me about the history of that and the artistic evolution and concept. And on my website, I have this page called Sorcery Behind the Art, right? And I really deep dive into the artistic concepts and the evolution and development of those art illustration ideas for the art that's used in the game. And they give me insights on the art guidance and direction they got from Aric, the creator and artistic art director for the game. And so we're going back and forth. And Andrea told me that with the Black Plague from Arthurian Legends, he used this word miasma, right? And it was like another, coincidental like fate, destined fate type thing. Like this happens all the time to me in Sorcery, it seems like. Because I'm offering this from Atlas Thorn, who painted these. These are altars of Vincent Pompetti's Shield Maidens and Jussi Pilkus Poison Nova, right? So he painted over, these are actually printed sorcery cards, and he painted over top of them. That's what altars are. And he did this paired concept because this is a combination where you deal 1 damage to all the nearby minions, lethal damage with the Poison Nova, and then the Shield Maidens protects your allies from that 1 damage. So you kill everything around you, and you protect your minions. It's a great combo in the game. A lot of fun, really flavorful. So he came up with this concept, and there's this word miasma, and the art direction that Aric gave to Andrea Modesti for the Black Plague also used this term miasma. So from the Poison Nova to the Black Plague, he asked them to use, like, to kind of adjust the background and some of the elements of the art design for Black Plague to create this green kind of polluted air atmosphere that's killing everybody in the Black Plague concept. So it's really awesome. It was perfect timing as this was up for auction to kind of draw those parallels, because you see this a lot in Alpha. There's all these different underlying themes. There's no uniform theme in Alpha, right? 403 cards, all types of different card titles, play mechanics, title and typeline text type thematic flavorful things. And it seems like it's planting a lot of seeds for some of these thematic expansions that we're now seeing with Arthurian Legends and then with Gothic. So here is this tie of Poison Nova that then was further proliferated with the Black Plague in Arthurian Legends a couple years later, which is really cool and awesome. So anyway, this one ends at 8 p.m. tonight, the 2 cards together. Atlas is one of the greats in the altar scene, one of my favorite artists. All right, so at the Courtesan Cup, kind of embarrassing ages ago, my buddy here at Flights 2 Games, Crazy Dave Sheedy. I told him I'd show these on the channel, and I like a jerk, I forgot for like a year. Because he's a good guy, we kind of hung out at the Courtesan Cup, the Sorcery Spring Social. He's in upstate New York where I grew up, at least until I was like a teenager, and then I moved to Philly area and then Northern Virginia where I am now. But he has these awesome sorcery die, as they say. So you got the foot soldiers. Oh, you got a frog here for Submerge, Flooded, and it's like a whole set. I guess he's got these kits he sells. So they're kind of cool, I don't know. Maybe I'll just throw these in and give these away. I think I have like a handful of sets of these. He sells these at his store and when he goes to events. But it's a cool little set. And for those that, are playing the game a lot, I guess these these are helpful for tracking different effects. And some of these, have like the dice roll effects and randomization and stuff. Unless you have the Key Theorem mechanism. Then you just choose your own destiny, baby. That's the way to go. So I just thought I'd show those really quick. So let's do a zoom out here. In a little bit, I need to... You know what? Before I forget, I'm going to send the link to our buddy Aric here. He's probably like, dude, you didn't even send me the link. I can't join the stream. Let me see, because he might want to join at this point. If he's awake yet. He's on the West Coast. So I'm going to send him... Yeah, he's showing his green. So Aric, if you're watching, here it comes, man. You can join at any time. We're going to talk about why I have Melissa Benson artwork all over the place here, or different things, right? So I was talking about the Patreon, right? So what I did is, what I'm going to do today, in fact, if you are interested, I have a complete, you see these white backs? Square corner white backs. I have a complete set of the Melissa Benson artist proofs. And there's a top backer, the top pledge tier in the Sorcery Contested Realm Kickstarter got a complete set of artist proofs, blank backs like this. You know, they're not signed, they're not painted, they're not sketched, but they are, you know, factory printed, the actual artist proofs that were given to the artist, 25 copies given to the artists. And then there were 4 top tier backers from the Kickstarter who received a complete set, all 399 cards actually, because there were not artist proofs made for the elemental avatars from Severin. So there's 399, and he decided that he wants to sell his collection of artist proofs. You know, they're blank backs, but it's a complete set of all the artists. And we're offering these. We broke it down because it would be like wildly expensive to sell 399 artist proofs to one person. So we're breaking it down by artists and complete set collections per artist. And I'm offering those for priority access to Collector Arthouse Patreon supporters. And here are the real big grails. To my knowledge, I don't know that Melissa herself has offered any of her 25 copies, so these are extremely hard to come by. But we have every single Melissa Benson one, including the legendary cores, you know, as people, you know, view these as kind of like the mocks of Sorcery Contested Realm. So those are really treasured relics, whitebacks, square corner artist proofs from Alpha, and it's a complete set of all the Bensons. She has a lot of hits with the Grey Wolves, the Polar Bears, the Screaming Skull. The Vampire is a fun, flavorful one. The Phantom Steed is kind of like a throwback. The Riddle Sphinx. People like the porn in that. That's what they say on the Discords. I don't know, these savages. So there you go, the complete set. That's going to list on the Collector Arthouse Patreon today. So the paid tier supporters have first right to claim these and purchase these. And they're all priced differently based on artist and power level of cards, scarcity, ability to acquire these. So that's coming later, guys. Take a look at that. Join the Patreon. You can start at the $5 tier or higher if you wish. And also through the Patreon. So I do all these, I've done many collaborations with many of the Sorcery artists and really kind of coined this concept in Sorcery of embellished prints. The first to do that. And we did this series, and this was offered again through Collector Arthouse Patreon, of the cores. So we have each of the 4 cores, and I think, what did we do? These are, so the artists, when I would do these collaborations with the artists, we do these proof series, like we do a proof, right? So this one, they usually label it AP or proof. You see this one says proof in the corner. So I keep a copy of those, and then I have like a whole pad folio of all the embellished print projects I've done with Vincent Pompetti and Melissa Benson and Drew Tucker and, of course, Severin Pinu. We've done several with her. And typically they're a limited series of 10 to 12, I think we've done in some cases. I think this set was either 10 or 12. I think it was 10, I want to say. Was it 10? Oh, we also did the mixes with Elvira Shakarova. So a lot of awesome embellished print concepts. And in this one, what we did is, you can see on the back, some of these are more prevalent than others. You can see how this is kind of bleeding through on the back a little bit. What Melissa did here is she digitally removed the center part, right, of the print and printed it without that, and then she completely repainted the gem in each of these embellished prints. So that's what each of these are, right? And then so these are all sold. These sold out like instantly when I offered this. It was at least a year ago. It might have been in 2022. But, you know, the cores are super popular, so they went quick. But the reason why I'm showing this now is we're going to have a bit of a reveal. Aric's eating breakfast, but he'll be on soon. All right, Aric, so you can tell me about this. You just pay attention here. Make sure you're watching while you're eating breakfast, because we're about to have a big moment on the channel. A big reveal. All right, but let me catch up on chat here. So volume is perfect. We covered that. 10 squares is great. What do you mean about that? 5? You talking about 10 squares? 10? Oh, yeah, for the single player. Well, no matter the sizing of the mats, you know, we'll have the proper grid layout, whatever ones I produce. Atlas is amazing. Why is Atlas not a Sorcery artist yet? Dude, I'd love to see that. Atlas is, again, one of my favorite all-time artists. I just absolutely blown away and infatuated with all his concepts and then like mind-blowing detail and execution. All right, guys, so here it is. Let me see what we're going to do here. Let me just check it out. All right, let's go with order. All right, so we're going to go with I'm going to take a look at this one. we're going to take a look at the... Oh, this was kind of cool because she went with the blood red on this one, right? And then instead of the black, it's kind of like a pearl black. And then we got the fire. All right, guys. So we got to do that. All right. So here we go. Let me just stack these embellished prints. And again, the middle one, this is really cool. I gotta make some space here. I gotta zoom in. We got the Philosopher's Stone playmat in the background. Alice is great. Yeah, thanks, William. He is a legend for sure. So this, again, hand painted or drawn. I think she uses like colored pencil typically in a lot of her concepts. She's talked about that. So you can see like how gorgeous and beautiful this recreation is here. You got the standard print on the outside, which is very nice quality. And then this is recreated, so it looks remarkable in person. But we're talking about sample cards today, right? We're going to do a sample pack break. And actually, on the Collector Arthouse Discord, I opened up the next sample card break. So we have our sample packs. We have more sample packs. This one's sold out. I always pre-sell these, and then we schedule it. This is a German pack. We have the sticker on the front, and we have the label on the back, so we know it's from Europe. So this one I acquired from Germany, and that's what we're going to open this week. And then probably the next one will also do that. I think a couple of slots in that were purchased, and there's still like 13 more slots open. And I'm pricing it at $400 to the public and $300 per card, or $350 per card for Patreon supporters at any support tier level. So back to the gems, right? So first we have the water element, and when Aric gets on, he'll tell you how rare these are, right? So we're going to have some grails. This is going to be like a 1-of-1 unicorn reveal. And the first is the Water Ward gem, right? So in the sample card version, sample cards have the copyright designation, which was later changed to an alpha symbol. But these were really profound because you notice these are exceptionals. Yet, as we get into the pop reports, when Aric comes on, we'll talk about this more. Exceptionals are extremely, extremely rare. Most number in the single digits, less than 10 copies that have been discovered. And then you get into elites and uniques, and they're like absurdly rare, like very few single digits. But amazingly, the gems, there's only been, in some cases, a few found, and in some cases, only one discovered in these packs somehow. In 28, this is the 29th pack opening I've done on the channel, or the 28th break. I think I've actually opened 30 packs or so. I've never opened a gem somehow. So these are from my personal collection. I had to make a sacrifice, guys, and I had to I gave up the Dispel original painting when I had the opportunity to acquire some of these Grail cards, because it's important to me to acquire this historic collection of the most rare historic items in Sorcery and really like tell the stories of the early development of the game. I really love that. It just makes me tick, and it's a lot of fun to do. So the chance to get these cards, which are extremely improbable to open in a pack and even find anyone that owns them, let alone willing to sell them or trade them, was a very unique unicorn opportunity. So there you have it, the Water Ward gem, an exceptional relic of liquid protection. Nearby water damage is reduced by 2. Bearer can't be targeted by water spells. So dramatically different game mechanic. This has changed tremendously. And now they have this like, add a element threshold mana type concept, much like the Mox cards in Magic. So you have that, the water gem. All right, I'm going to put that aside. And then next up, we have the Earth Ward gem. And remember, I was talking about how this is solid black, the gem aspect. Make sure I'm not losing stuff over here. Oh, I see. All right, got a lot of stuff on the desk. See, this is like an onyx black on the actual card. On the actual card, the Earth Ward gem, an exceptional relic of land protection. So this is the Earth element gem, solid black. Melissa did a little variant on this for the embellished print, and there you have the Earth Ward gem. I believe the pop on this is like 3 copies discovered, so wildly rare once again. And then for fire, the fire embellished print and the Fire Ward gem sample card, an exceptional relic of heat protection. So there's the Fire Ward gem, and then last and not least, save the best for last, so to speak, in a way, because this is the only copy we've discovered in the world of the Water Ward Gem, an exceptional relic of air protection, right? And this was back and forth between wind and air in the early days. So as of sample card print, that was changed. And the interesting thing here, you see, like the first thing I noticed is how wildly off-centered this is. So this is like, I guess like a miscut, I would term it as, not a misprint per se. But the candle is so far left, is right on the border, you could really tell. And then when you look at the back, it's also, you know, a little fatter, I mean, noticeably a fatter border on the one side than the other. But it's the only copy in the world. So it's pretty amazing. The only copy discovered. I mean, there's an opportunity. This was actually pulled. Interesting story here. This was pulled from a Kickstarter pledge pack in July of 2023. I went to Aric's spreadsheet and I figured out that that was the source. And then I was like, wait a minute, I think I remember that and I might know that guy. So I checked my DMs because I checked the source. Aric has the source recorded in his spreadsheet of where he discovered all these for provenance and tracking. And I was like, I know that name. I'm going to go look into it. And I talked to this guy back in July 2023 because he reached out to me and he was thinking about offering it for sale through consignment, through my consignment service and my auction platform that I do on the community group and the Collector Arthouse Discord. And ultimately, he decided to sell it on eBay. And I have the screenshots of that, so I know the provenance. I have the pictures he sent me in July of 2023 through DMs. So I know that this was the version because the same like misalignment shows up. So I know for certain this is the only copy. And then, you know, lo and behold, as fate would have it, a year and a half later, here we are with, I now own that copy. But he sold it on eBay for like $2,200, $2,300 at the time, a year and a half ago in the game's infancy. So there you have it, the complete set of sample gems, the only complete set in the world because this is the only copy of the Windward gem, Windward, not air, that exists in the world. This is a really amazing grail collection or addition to the historic collection. All right, let's see if Aric agrees. What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, Mike.
How about that?
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that complete set of gems.
Pretty insane, right? I got to go to AirPods now that I have you on for audio, and then we'll talk about it. If you have the spreadsheet up, let's talk about the pop of each one.
Sure.
Because I know that was a 1 of 1. I don't recall off the cuff what the others were. Just bear with me a moment here as I put on my AirPod connection. All right, we should be good.
All right.
So you got the spreadsheet up?
I do. So it's off to the side. I'm going to be looking sideways whenever I'm not looking at it. So.
Okay.
Yep. Wind 1 of 1. Pledge pack, like you said.
Yep.
Let's see. The water, 3 waters. 2 from pledge pack, 1 from an art pack.
3. Okay.
What were the others called? There's the earth and the fire, right? Fire.
So this is 1 of the 3. There's the Fire Ward gem.
Fire Ward gem. There's 4. 3 from pledge, 1 from art.
Wow. Okay.
And the earth actually is the most. There's 8 of those.
8. Okay.
Yeah. So
yeah, they are. They're exceptional.
1 from a silver pack even.
Oh, silver pack. Okay, so they were in these. When you say silver pack, those were the ones that were from pre-alpha era. I should have probably had those at the ready.
The very first printing, as we'll talk about today.
Okay. Yeah, and I do have 1 pack of every region. I think I have the art pack, the silver pack, and then 1 from each region from Kickstarter with Europe, UK, actually even 1 from Australia / New Zealand. I forget which. And then, of course, the U.S. as well, and
nice.
Germany. So I got the whole, got all of those, and then I have like these are really the grails. I mean, they're not unique rarity samples. Unique and elites are insanely rare, but these are all single digit, as you just said. This is the 1 of 1, and then there's 3 or 4 of each of these. I think you said, and 8 of those. So yeah, pretty wildly rare. I mean, I don't know what you think. I gave up the Dispel original painting and a complete set of the desert spellcraft cards. So each of the 3 desert variants. So it was a painting and 3 spellcraft cards for the complete set of gems.
Wow, you gave up an original painting for cards.
I know it's unheard of. I would normally never do that, but like
Right.
the chances of acquiring all four of these is like I think it's literally impossible. I know another guy that has three of the four, but obviously doesn't have this because this is the
Right.
only copy, and the chances of him ever having an opportunity to acquire this is probably slim to none.
Yep. There's no
So
guarantee we're ever going to pull another one. I mean, we know there's more out there were printed, but
right.
it could never be pulled. It's possible.
Yeah, I guess the fact that there's 8 of these would indicate that somewhere out there might be upwards of 8 to 10 of these, I would guess. But yeah, some people will never open those sample packs. I mean, I have some in my collection here. I probably won't open those ones
Right.
where I have a variant of each
Yeah.
region.
And as I
You
mean, we'll
know,
talk about, but there probably was not a copy of those in the silver packs.
of this
So,
Windward.
yep,
Oh, okay.
because it's later in the alphabet. They didn't. Yeah. Again, we'll talk about that in the
Yeah,
PowerPoint. But
we'll hold that till after.
yeah.
Okay. I see you got some Benson up on the wall there too, so that's
Yep,
on
that's right.
point. All right, so we're gonna get into this German pack, right? Now make sure, correct me here. Sticker on the front, sticker on the back means European, right? Or
Yep.
yeah, European.
I can. Well, actually, let me bring that up.
So I'm gonna get into the break now. And then as Aric was alluding to, I gotta go grab your updated PowerPoint. We're going back and forth on how to present the material, but we have a slide deck where we're gonna talk about the complete history and evolution, all the data you could possibly want to know about when these were printed, the variants that were printed, and the population discoveries from his spreadsheet, that type of information. This is really fascinating. Never told in one consolidated format. I've always done it piecemeal in articles or posts, on the Facebook community group or articles and things, videos, live videos, which are hard to discover. Go back and find. Kelskite says someone should scan all the sample cards so people could print out sample card decks and play with them. Sounds like it would be fun. Yeah, the sample cards are like, I'm trying not to butcher this pack. I like to keep the wrappers pristine. These sample cards are like wildly overpowered in a lot of cases. The rarities were like too common for like the power level of the card in many cases, and then the power was just like wild in some of them. So there's a lot of change by the time it made it to alpha. Yeah, this one is not going to be my finest work here. So, and I saw this in your notes, Aric, in the slides in the presentation that because you even went back and pulled some quotes from Aric from the Discord,
Yep.
and one of them he said the packs are not quite the same as they're going to be when they go to alpha. And one of those, you see how hard like this is to freaking open? Like the glue on these was like mega glued, so you can't cleanly tear it. I'm trying to keep the face of it at least clean. And I'm completely butchering the back, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think one comment he said was that these were just ways to get the cards to them, so they didn't even really care how it was packed at that point.
Right. So I think he went back and he that was probably something they discovered in the test print because like one of the print runs they said was more for the packaging and
Yep,
others
the
was
last one,
the
the art packs were for the packaging.
okay. So they probably realized these are kind of like a pain in the ass to open. That's not really the experience we want. Let's chill with the glue. All right, finally got in there. So the face of it looks pure.
Yeah, it looks good from the front.
I might display these in some way in the future. All right, let's fix the lighting a little bit so don't get too much glare. Make sure we have 15 cards because that's one of the findings too. There's been a few packs that had 14. Wow, you see how many Atlas cards are in this one? There's a lot of sites in this one.
Nice, I like those.
Yeah, that is very rare. And the fact that there's so many tells me I think we're going to have some really hot discoveries today that are beyond the basic land sites, which are, of course, great to get because it's like having, when you look back at some of the playtest cards in Magic and early edition, even the basic lands have like a mystique to them because they get so much play. They're the most meta relevant. So it's really cool.
And I like it that Bedrock is an ordinary in sample cards. I would like to get that.
Oh, is it? I forgot that point. Yeah, that one I keep forgetting. I got to reach out to Mikhail to say what's going on with Adam Kaspar on that, because I don't. He either told me that Adam did not get them, or he's just not really interested in selling. I don't know. He's not like he only had the one card in Sorcery, you know, and I don't know if he's being commissioned for future sets, so he's not really plugged into the scene, and he's not looking to sell his samples. I tried contacting him on Instagram one time, and he didn't respond. So I can't like message him again. Like Instagram's got this goofy thing where you can't talk to the person until they respond to the first contact attempt. But he's buddies with Mikhail, or at least like went to art school with him back in the day. So I think he has a means of getting a hold of him. So I'm going to try to make that connection.
Okay. So is that the artist for Bedrock? That's his only card?
That's his only card. Yep.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
I think he was a very late add to Sorcery. If you look at the art card from Sorcery that was in the box topper in the alpha pack, it shows the order that these artists were commissioned, and I think he's one of the last names to show up. So the story is like, I don't know how it came up, but Mikhail recommended him to Aric, and Aric probably went out and discovered like how amazing his landscape work is, because he does this like incredible. He does like forest scenes and like rock, obviously with the bedrock, very like photorealistic and incredibly well done. So perfectly fitting for an Atlas site, and that's how he was used in Sorcery.
Oh, so the artist card is in order. I didn't realize that order of their commission.
Yeah, it is.
That's interesting. Okay.
Yep.
And then but Bedrock made it into a sample card because there was some art that wasn't finished yet by the time samples were printed.
Yeah.
So that's interesting that he was one of the latest commissioned, but still made it into the samples.
Yeah, I think like, so he was the last. It's not that it was the last piece that was finished to be painted. It was that he was the last like artist. So the other artists were like already.
Oh, okay.
The
So
game,
they've been early works.
Yeah,
maybe
Aric was still.
Okay.
Yeah, Aric was still adding additional commission requests from existing artists. All right, I suppose sacrificing an Aric Curiosa game could be a great way to get sample cards into a game. Yeah, you can grab any card from your collection. You could grab a sample card, you could grab a spellcraft card, an early development playtest card, because the tabletop simulator print and the print files were there, so people could home print and play the game physically if they didn't want to play on tabletop simulator. That was a big thing before Alpha came out. So that's funny. Of course, I don't know if that would fly in tournament action. At Sorcery Con, we might frown upon that. It's not my department, but if it were up to me, I would allow it. I could talk to Alex and David about that, who call the shots on that aspect of Sorcery Con. Let's do. We should do like a. I don't want to call it no rules, but like kind of like a expanded format where you can like pull cards from any variant. You could use alters, artist proofs, early development cards.
Right.
Imagine if someone pulled that like early development concept card of Holy Grail, where you kind of race to the middle of the board and get 20 life. That would be insane. I'd love that. All right.
That would be fun. That's a good idea.
And then how would that interaction work if it was like Guinevere and King Arthur that got there at the same time? And that's the win condition, but you max heal. I guess the win condition of that one card.
The Wedding Hall.
Yeah, the Vincent.
Yeah, from your stream.
Wedding Hall.
Yeah, I watched that.
I think that would take precedence. We start getting into weird like rule issues there at this point. All right, so let's do this to make it fun. I'm gonna manually try to mix up the. Of course these have been face down, so I don't know what's what. But let's go like with since there's so many Atlas cards, I'll leave that one there. So every other card, every few cards will have a Atlas site, and we'll see what happens with that. Okay, so that's randomized, and let me see. We're going to need the Wheel of Names. All right, so we're going to do this. We're going to have an alpha box break after that. There's just a few participants, so I think we'll get through that pretty quickly. And then we'll get through your research.
Sure.
All right, so we need to share the wheel. We got 15 people. Deviating Gambit for 2. Robert M. Capricros, 3 from Ghost Pants, 1 from Ayan, 3 from Slow Cheetah, and 3 from Milta Med. And we're going to shuffle those up. Oh, you know what I'm missing here? All right. So I need to prep the top loaders Forgot to do that. That'll just take a second. Yeah, so what do you think of that trade? You're just shocked that I gave up an original painting, of course. But do you think that was like a good trade, like fair, reasonable trade for both sides, or how would you?
Oh man, I never know. I I can't say.
I mean, it's subjective because it's like, do you hold original paintings in higher regard, or do you care about sample cards or not? Do you care about like extreme
Right.
scarcity and historic cards or not? People are all over the map, so I don't know. It would be a personal opinion type thing, I think.
Yeah, it
And
certainly is. At some level, you can kind of break it down to money, but there's not enough of a market you can really pin a price down. So
yeah, it's like both sides. The items are priceless in a way, or at least they're like hard to price,
yeah,
and know what fair value is. It's in the eye of the beholder because Dispel is like a very meta relevant card, of course, especially at this stage. Like that's the go-to counter spell of the game, so to speak, at least of that element type, along with what's the other one? Disenchant.
disenchant. Yeah.
So, Dispel sees a ton of play. It's a beautiful watercolor artwork. It was kind of like a larger size piece. And then Elvira Polakowska is a very popular artist. So that's definitely a very valuable painting. So it was a tough call, but ultimately it was a unique kind of unicorn proposition. And I knew I would never, just like I'd never have an opportunity to own that painting again. I would never have an opportunity to own that complete set. If it was just for one or two or three, there's no way I would do it. But for the complete set of gems is such like a stupidly rare opportunity that I just had to bite the bullet.
Yeah. Even if someone does pull the win gem, there's no guarantee you can get a hold of that either.
Yeah, I'd have to deal with like multiple people to like acquire all four, and it would cost me an absolute fortune. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, so I think both sides were pretty happy with that deal. I'm blessed to still have a lot of other paintings I can enjoy. So at least there's that. All right. First spin of the wheel, we're doing a sample pack break. We got everything loaded and ready finally. Let's see if we could find one of the gems. Ian. All right, so he's right on top. So we got him for one.
One slot right off the bat.
Yeah. All right, so you didn't get an Atlas site. We'll have to come back for the next one. Riptide, Marta Molina. Now, did this stay in Ordinary? I got to get my website up.
Yeah, it's an Ordinary still.
Oh, okay. So Marta, I think like within the next week, I'm going to have several altars and one artist proof coming from Marta. And they're beautiful. She sent me a picture of the set. So those will be coming through for auction. But yeah, it's been a while since we've had anything from Marta, so that'll be really fun to see more new work from her. I think one of the altars is of her own, what's it called? The Lugbog or Lub, something like that? The cat?
Lugbog cat.
Lugbog, yeah.
That's a very popular card now. It's a really good value. So 11 copies of Riptide. That's the 11th.
Ah, okay. So it's an ordinary card, only 11 copies. And then we're doing like a marathon. Where is I don't know if I have it handy, but I think, speaking of this spell, I think that's going to be the sample card that I run for auction tonight, along with either an artist proof or an altar. So Capricos. Wow, here's the next one on top. This is kind of weird of my pile here. So we got Capricos, who's going to have the first Atlas discovery today.
All right.
That's the Summer River. All right, so it's one of the basic sites, Matt Thames. We've pulled several of these.
13th copy of Summer River.
13, okay. And I know I've pulled a bunch over the course of my close to 30-ish breaks or so. So congrats to Capricos. All the basic sites are pretty cool. Nice piece of history there.
Yeah, like even if you wanted to get like all three of one type of basic site, like from a certain threshold, wouldn't be easy.
Yeah.
And then to get all 12 basics. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, Cheetah. He's in for 3, so hopefully he'll land an Atlas site as well. But his first one's from the spellbook. Ooh, Roaming Monster. Everyone loves this artwork.
It
appears out of nowhere, and then out of the blue, the coincidental correlation. that it was. I think it was Aric said in Discord one time way back in the day. It was either him or Jeff Easley himself said that was not part of the art direction, and it was. I think he said that. I think Aric said that the type line text was like a coincidence. He didn't make that connection in his mind, or like he already had this figured out before. Like he saw the illustration from Jeff or something like that. It seemed like too like coincidental to even be true. I was like, how could that be? Because it looks like he's literally emerging out of the blue.
Right.
And he was like, oh, that never occurred to me.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you talking about, man? So what's the pop on that one?
14 copies.
14,
I mean, out of the blue is a common phrase, so.
Yeah, it is. And it's well, because the game, it's really, I guess the point was the correlation was to the game mechanic, which says summon this monster at any site. So surprise, it emerges out of the blue, but just coincidentally he did the blue background. So I think maybe it was he didn't tell Jeff specifically to do that, and Jeff did not know that it would have that out of the blue type line text. That's probably what it was.
It's like that had a threshold change. It's only one threshold now.
Oh, okay. So pretty minor, and it's still maybe summon tiny site. Okay, so that's not a ton of change on that particular one. Just a great artwork. So I'm referencing on the website here, collectorarthouse.com. All right, 12 to go. See what we come up with. Med, he's in for 3, so he's going to be on the board a few times today. Med, all right. Again, he's starting off with a spell book as well. All right, here we go. Oh, the Polar Bears. Very popular card from Melissa Benson.
There's a Benson.
Yeah.
15th copy.
Okay. Nice. The Beasts. Yeah, that's a beautiful artwork. I love the color choices on that. All right. We got an Atlas site coming up. It's going to be Mill again. All right, Mill hits his first Atlas site. There we go. Going a little faster than usual because we got a lot of information to cover in your brief. Oh, another Spring River. So 2 different rivers in the same pack. That's freaking awesome. These guys maybe they should trade with each other to try to go for the cycle.
Right. Yeah, 13th copy of the Spring River also.
Awesome. These rivers are awesome art from Matt Thames. I think those are his best arts in his alpha debut.
Agreed. I like the Autumn River the most.
Yeah. The Tough Turtles are super popular too. I know.
Those two, yeah. And a great sample card too, because they have the iron skin.
Yeah, good call. All right, back to the spell book. Slow Cheetah. All right. Funny name. I always liked his Discord name. A lot of these guys were hardcore high-end collectors, and now they're getting into... I've noticed a lot of the high-end collectors through all this like beta reprint drama and some of the retraction of like high-end alpha cards and stuff. A lot of people are shifting and pivoting over to sample cards, historic cards. They're interested in spellcraft and also like art stuff. A lot of people are going for artist proofs now and altars and stuff, so it's kind of cool. All right. Oh, another Benson. The Plume Pegasus.
Benson, yeah.
Yeah, so Cheetah, go check out my Sorcery Behind the Art article about this card. Did I do a Behind the Art article? I'm going to pull it up here in 1 second. I forget if it was a Patreon post or if it was a Behind the Art article. But there's a great story on this one that Melissa had shared with me. Let's go to Sorcery Behind the Arts at collectorarthouse.com. I'm working to consolidate this too. I consolidated the 2 Modestis. I did a Spear of Destiny and then a Peasant Rebellion. And then there was that finding before you came on, Aric. I was talking about some information that Modesti shared with me about, as we were talking about Hamlet, he followed up and started telling me about the Black Plague. And there's a tie to Poison Nova in a way.
Right,
so,
yeah, I saw that before.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, Plume Pegasus. So here, this was the original concept drawing that Melissa had done for Jesper Merforce for Alpha. You know, the Mega Pegasus was an Alpha artwork, Magic Alpha. Here's the card. And this was the original concept, and it has this, like, plumed, what do you call that? The plumed back feathers, you know, on the back of this Pegasus. and he asked her to adjust that. Actually, I think I have this old like magazine article from Scry magazine, or one of those old Magic price guide type magazines, and it had price guide and content and stuff. And it showed this image, and then it showed how it evolved to this, and explained like how that process worked. So when she did this for Sorcery, she kind of came back and re-summoned, so to speak, this old concept and brought it to fruition in Alpha Sorcery, which is freaking awesome. So we get the plumed Pegasus. It's called Plumed Pegasus, right?
That's a nice story. I remember reading this article. That's where I learned about it.
Okay.
Though Mesa Pegasus, I definitely played with that card a lot in early Magic days.
Right. Yeah, I remember that fondly. So it's very nostalgic, and it's a beautiful artwork. I don't know if Aric kept that one or if she still has that, but she hasn't sold, like, to my knowledge, any artist proofs or her paintings. She's been pretty tight with too. I don't know if she's sold any of her paintings other than maybe a couple that Aric snagged. So that artist proof set that we're offering up in Patreon's pretty hard. I mean, you'll never get a full set of Benson artist proofs. It's like a unicorn offer. Right. Oh, okay, Gambit gets his Atlas site. So Gambit's in for 3. Oh, no, he's in for 2. Cheetah's in for 3. And Miltamed.
Okay, is this going to be a third river, or?
Yeah, that'd be wild if we got all 3 rivers. Unheard of. Vantage Hills, great. So we got a non-basic land, and it is exceptional. Wow. That's a beautiful artwork, too. It's such a great one by Jeff. His landscapes are amazing. Jeff Menges.
Vantage Hills, 3rd copy.
Wow, 3rd copy. It's my crusty, dried-out thumb ruining the aesthetics. If anyone wants to screenshot that, this will be one of the highlights of the pack opening, I'm sure. The Vantage Hills by Jeff Menges. Beautiful card. 3 copies. Wow. So it's as rare as those freaking Benson gems. Unbelievable.
They're exceptionals.
Yeah, these exceptionals are wild.
This one is in the precons. So there's a few precon versions around too.
Dusty. Okay, cool. All right. And we'll talk more about what that means in the latter part of the show here. All right, so Slow Cheetah again, or Ghost Pants? Ghost Pants. All right. Jeff T, what's up, dude? Just got here, he says. Gonna start from the beginning later. Is the sample card spreadsheet database thing a public resource? Yes. I will show you that. Actually, while I'm on the screen here, I'll show you that. So Ghost Pants. If you go to collectorarthouse.com and then under Collector's Corner, and you go to the subpage Sample Card Gallery. People have been asking me this question a lot. He's like, oh, there again, Mike, where's that spreadsheet you're always showing on the YouTube videos? So Aric, who's on the channel with me here right now, he manages this spreadsheet. It's hosted on Google Sheets. So you go to this page, and the hyperlink is right here. If you can see my cursor above Bedrock. These are old sample cards that all these I've auctioned like pre-alpha era, few years back. And you click that, and here's the spreadsheet with all the data. So I won't go into graphic details, but he's got all the provenance resources, some background material that tells you all about sample cards. We'll have to see if we could add the slides maybe somehow. Here's the sample cards. For each rarity, this is where you go and find the pull rates, the population report essentially, and then the source if they're in pre-con sample packs or pledge packs or art or silver packs. So by each rarity, and then other metrics. So that's how you find it. Sample card gallery, or sample cards at collectorarthouse.com. All right, so we're on Ghost Pants. All right, here we go. And he has 23 packs in his alpha box, so that'd be cool. Big day for him. Sea Raider. All right, there's some news coming up in the next 1 or 2 days about Sea Raider. A really interesting finding. So stay tuned, guys. On the Sorcery community group and the Collector Art House Discord, I'm going to reveal that. It's a connection to a Discord comment that Aric made in about 3 years ago, maybe. Well, 2 years. I mean, it's early 2025. This was in 2022, but I think it was in like August 2022, if I recall. And there's some history. So this was actually just like a discovery I made in the past week or two. There was a card that he commissioned I won't say the artist because it'll give it away, but we were talking about a certain card title, and he referenced this commission he did from another artist, and the title of that card is the same of what this was initially commissioned as, and then this name changed. So I acquired another historic relic of sorts that shows a reference to that name, and then I did the research. And I was like, I remember that's not what Aric was calling it back then, and it's going to be pretty cool to reveal that. It should have been here by now, but it's still hung up in the mail. I don't know if it's part of the weather we're getting, but it'll be here within a day or two, I think.
Interesting. And so that change happened before the sample cards, then. So that was a really early.
The name change, yeah. So he had already thought to change the name of this one and use the other artwork for something else, I think. We'll talk more about it this week. It's going to be a fun reveal.
Cool, yeah. So that's 4 copies.
Oh, 4 copies. The exceptionals are stupidly rare. Unreal. All right. So I think, yeah, more to come on this one. It's going to be an interesting week for C Raider. All right. Back to the wheel. So we got 7 left. We're about halfway through the pack. A little more than halfway.
We've had 2 exceptionals.
Okay, great. So we still have the big hit, hopefully. Hopefully there actually is an elite or unique.
Hopefully.
It's not always a guarantee. But, exceptionals are crazy. We just I was surprised, so we auctioned Thunderstorm last week. It sold for $475, I think. And I think that's like a great deal. Given what do you have the pop on Thunderstorm? How rare that is?
Yeah, let me check.
I think it was like a pop 3 or 4. I put it in the
4.
4.
No, it's a 6 actually.
Oh, 6. Okay,
Quite a few
single
of those,
digits.
yeah, relatively.
I put that in the auction listing, and we're doing this sample card marathon for auctions in a community group in Discord. So each time I reference your spreadsheet and I include the pop that we know of.
Yeah. I think Fireball went for pretty low too, right?
Yeah, that was a steal. 350, 325, something like that.
And that's one where the grid, I think, had it.
Yeah, I think that's a hot one that'll age well. I love that one. All right, near miss. Oh, unique. Oh, wow. I didn't realize this was unique.
And unused art, too.
What's that? Unused art, yeah. It's unused art, it's a unique, and it's quick magic. So this was an effect you could play on your opponent's turn. Wow, this is a grand slam. Dude, Slow Cheetah got very lucky last week, and then he came back for more this week. And this is like a real grail.
And it's only the 2nd copy. Only one other was pulled from an art pack. I think Team Covenant pulled that.
Wow.
In the really early opening. So it's the only one we've seen since Team Covenant's very, very early opening in their stream. This is the first one we've seen.
Amazing. Yeah, and that was, as you say, that was an art pack. So this is the first one ever discovered from the Kickstarter pledge packs. We didn't know that this existed in the Kickstarter packs. So it is possible there could be another copy or 2 out there. I mean, there's only 1 slot that is a unique or elite per sample pack, and there's 244 sample packs in the Kickstarter campaign. So the odds that there is more than just like a couple copies or so of this.
Right. There's over 100 of the unique and elites, so it's approximately 2 each.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, you'd expect 2 each on average.
But we've had 3, so again, we can get into that, but they're not all in there. So they're going to get maybe 3 copies of some and 0 or 1 copies of others.
Okay.
So that could be the only one.
Wow. There it is, guys. Screenshot it. Near miss. Unbelievable.
Great art too. I love that. It's a fun one.
So let's take a look. Unique quick magic offering a narrow escape. Deflect a targeted spell to a new target near the old target. So it's kind of like another, not a counter spell, but it deflects the target, and you can play it with the quick magic. You could play it on your opponent's turn. So
right.
Breath starts and the heart skips a beat. I think his heart skipped a beat when he pulled it for him. Unbelievable, man. Oh, God. That's sick. I kind of want it. I kind of want it badly.
Don't blame me.
Yeah, that is unreal. Holy shit, what a hit. I love these sample pack options. We're still discovering, after 30 packs, new stuff that we didn't know existed in these sample packs. Incredible. Ghost Pants again. All right. He's got 2. That was his first of the box? Holy shit. Of the pack. First of 3. Wow, that is incredibly lucky. Miltumed's kicking himself by missing it by 1. All right, Ghost Pants again. Let's see. You can still hit another exceptional. Midnight Rogue. All right, so we got Elvira Shakarova, super popular artist. And I think Elvira's working on a pretty special artist proof this weekend that she's going to be mailing off to me for auction. So that's something to look forward to as well. It's pretty exciting.
Nice. She had some good artist proofs.
Yeah.
12 copies for this.
12, okay. And it's an Arthurian Legends artist proof from Elvira, so that can mean
Well,
only
that had
one
lethal.
thing.
That doesn't have lethal.
Oh.
It just
Yeah, it has
has
lethal.
ranged and stealth now.
Oh, awesome. All right, so big time mechanic change.
If I remember, I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so it's a, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 on the wheel. I didn't mess it up yet. All right. So an artist proof from Elvira from Arthurian Legends could only mean one thing. It's going to be a gilded card artist proof.
Ooh.
Ghost Pants again, damn.
Oh, did
got all three in a row.
Did she get the APs of all the gilded cards?
Yeah, she did.
Oh.
So that's why we classified them differently from curios, because curios don't get artist proofs.
I see.
So
Okay,
yeah,
I
it's
didn't know
very
that.
interesting. It was her only. It's the only. She only did only the gilded. She doesn't have any like core set cards in Arthurian Legends. So it would have like really sucked if like Aric didn't give her sample cards or artist proof cards.
Okay. But she did all the gilded cards.
Yeah, all of them. Yep.
Wow.
I mean, given the time and effort and just the phenomenal job she did of it, and she also did the box art. So to not get any artist proofs would have been pretty scummy. I would have been pissed.
Special one.
If I were her, I'd be furious if she didn't get them. But thank God she did. All right. Midland Mercenaries. All right, so this one is cool because it had a big name change in the final. But I love the reference to Midland in the. Let me grab. I don't want to grab one we haven't pulled yet, but we have the regions on the old sample cards, and Midland's here in the middle. So that reference is super cool.
Right, and I took the names off of the current backs. Don't have those right.
Yeah, for alpha and beta.
Yep, there's this changed, and they changed to a fire threshold now. So
that's right. Yeah,
that's why it
The
can't be
element
Midland
change.
because the Midland is the Earth.
Went from an Earth card to one from Midland to Fireland, the Mercenaries. Very cool. What's the pop on that one? Did you say?
Oh, I didn't. Midland, that's 13 now.
Okay.
So all right around average, 12, 13. That's right in the middle. Oh, I didn't think I ever said the Plume Pegasus is actually the winner now. It's got 20 copies. That's the most.
Oh, okay. The most for the ordinary category?
Yep.
Yeah, I know I pulled a bunch of those. So we're discovering a lot of those here. What is this? I wonder if there's like a... This is the sleeve or... Oh, yeah, this is the sleeve. It had some dust on it or something. Thought it was on the card. All right, so we got Gambit here. Ice Lance. Oh, I love... Oh, so you got another exceptional. I love this one. I remember, like, really talking a lot about this in the community group in the early days. I forget if I did an article on this or... But I love, like, the design where it deals 5, 3, and 1 damage, and then it shows the correlating grid, and it pairs so beautifully with the artwork, too, because you have the matter of perspective in the artistic illustration where you have the larger figure, then the closest damage is 5 to the largest nearest figure, and then lesser and lesser damage as you go down the stem of this spear that's spearing these guys.
Cool. And if they'd used this grid mechanic in the final version, it wouldn't have gotten a nerf. So this card got a lot worse when they changed projectile rules.
Oh, okay.
But if they'd used the grid, then it doesn't depend on the projectile rules, and it wouldn't have nerfed.
Yeah, great insight. So, exceptional magic of cold precision, deal 5, 3, and 1 damage to targeted minions in a line from your spellcaster. Yeah, so I just loved like the tight correlation between the design, the grid, the power level, the straight line damage. They're in a line.
Straight line.
And the blues that Brian
less
uses.
as you get farther away. Yep.
Yeah, it's not as like gory, hardcore as Brian's other work. So this one like appeals to me more than some of his other stuff. And the blue is like beautiful in the background. It's a great juxtaposition to some of the like other freaky elements of it. Like I don't know. This was always one of my favorite artworks from him in the Alpha set. So what's the pop on that?
6.
6. Okay.
6, pretty relatively high for an exceptional. Plus, there's 2 in the precons.
Okay. That's a great one. Congrats to Gambit. All right, so we got one more Atlas site. This will be interesting. And 3 names on the wheel. So here we go. Robert M. All right, finally get to Robert. He only had 1 in the pack. All right, so we got an Atlas site. This will be interesting. Will it be the third river? All right, the simple village. So we go to Modesti,
Right.
one of the basic lands, ordinary sites. I love all his. I own the Humble Village original painting, but the other two are phenomenal too.
Oh wow, this is one of the rare ones. That's only the 6th copy.
Wow, 6 copies for an ordinary basic site.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. So congrats to Robert. That's a nice hit then. It looks so great, man. This looks just like the painting because he does this on this. He uses like watercolor, I think, is his technique, and he uses it on this art paper. You can really see the texture in the sky here, especially. But this is incredible work. I don't know how he gets this effect with the lush like terrain and the grass, the different colors, and just like perspective and texture to it. I don't know. All the Modesti stuff just always really resonates.
I agree.
With
I like how they all have that similar theme to them. They look great together.
Yep.
Yep.
His whole
Oh,
portfolio.
that looks really
work,
good over the screen. It's a nice. The color is really vibrant.
His whole portfolio of work, it just has this like cohesiveness to it with his style. It's gorgeous. All right, 2 left, guys. Pelly. I missed the grid rules on the cards. Yeah, the grid rules were amazing. I love that in the sample cards. We have that in a bunch of the sample cards. Yeah, TC sent that out, their AL orders. Grid damage was a nice feature. People really like that grid. The grid prints in the mechanic box. I was surprised they got away from that because I thought that was a real cool differentiator for Sorcery.
I mean, they still have it. There are cards that still use the grid, but they reduced it.
Yeah, there's a few. Oh, the mummies.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I really like this one. Yeah.
Me too.
Amazing artwork.
No, only the 10th copy.
Okay.
Yeah, and then going back to the alpha, or like Magic the Gathering alpha.
So, yeah. Oh, there's a Cyclopean
There's
mummies
is it Cyclopean Tomb, I think, in it.
Yep.
Magic.
You're right. All right, Jeff Easley. Let me take a quick look at this really quick because it's still undead, right? Yeah. Well, it became an exceptional, ordinary to exceptional, and it became awakened mummies. Yeah, I really like the Cyclopean mummies. I don't know why I guess awakened because it has the burrowing effect, or just like I don't know, it makes sense.
Well,
with the artwork.
The rules change, so they're like they just hang out underground until someone comes over that like walks onto the site, and then they pop out and attack.
Gotcha. Yeah, summon awakened mummies burrowed safely. When an enemy unit moves onto the ground above them, they unburrow and intercept. Okay, so the title fits more with the way they altered the card design.
Yeah,
man, the freaking artwork's incredible like that.
I still like the Cyclopean though.
The background, cool. Yeah, I know, it's just a great name. The background with this pillar really reminds me of the Egyptian queen, Frank Frazetta artwork. That's pretty slick. I wonder if that was like a intentional reference and homage, or if I'm just imagining it myself.
Well, mummies were an Egyptian thing anyway, right? So
yeah, true. Good call. All right, deviating the obligatory spin to top it off.
Gotta do it. Gotta spin.
Make it official. All right, man. So we're gonna go to the last card. I almost slid it off the screen. Then people will call me a scammer. There it is, Grey Wolves, Melissa. Oh, dude, we had 3 Bensons, I think, in this pack. 3 Bensons,
nice.
And the Polar Bears and the Wolves are like her 2 like most popular ordinaries, I would say.
13 copies of this, so if you double that amount, you can kind of build a deck with it.
Yeah, the Wolves are hot, man. People love the Wolves. They make these Wolf decks. I know Too Fluent has like 1,000 copies of those.
They're pretty cool.
All right, so we're gonna open an alpha box here next, guys. But let's reflect on the glory of the sample card era. We hit some nice ones.
Changes in this one.
This had a lot of variety. Yeah. It's like I feel like every pack has like 3 from one artist is like kind of like a core theme somehow from 1 or 2 of the artists, and then it's like pretty varied after that. And here we had a couple of the lands. I went right over to Easley, didn't I? Let's go back to that Easley. Hang on. The near miss, unbelievable pull. Caught me off guard. I can't believe this art wasn't.
Yeah, you didn't react to it very quickly. Like, what is this?
I know. Because like it's like I always like forget about this one. Was this used in the pledge pack or like a box topper? But it's like I think I mixed.
Yeah, I think it was like used in the. Was it in the Kickstarters? Or like.
I could have sworn it was in the game somehow, but it's not. and he wasn't in
No,
Arthurian Legends.
it was never in the game.
I don't know. I guess maybe like let me show you what I'm looking at on the website. The heat ray, I guess it's just kind of reminds me of it in a way. Just kind of
Right.
like the
Yeah,
concept
it's
is a guy
similar.
projecting something. And fireballs like that in a way, but really the heat ray has that vibe almost.
But
I
his
don't.
hooded mages, they have a kind of similar way, similar
Yeah,
rule.
I might be remembering back to Tabletop Simulator or something like that.
Could be.
When they, because I know that was not a surprise artwork. Actually, let's go to unconfirmed art. That's probably in my list here on the website. So this is art that has been discovered and we know was commissioned for Sorcery and has not yet been used in the game. There it is. Yep.
Right. Yeah.
So we knew of this artwork forever. Yeah, that's awesome. What a hit, man. Unbelievable. All right. Let's get through this alpha box break. And then we're going to have a fun segment about sample cards. Everything you'd ever want to know about sample cards. So we're getting into a new case of alpha here. Thought I had a loose box hanging around, but I had to open up another case of alpha.
Oh.
To get this done. So it's an infinite world of possibilities. We have no idea what we're going to get here. It's always fun to open up alpha because the foils are still worth a fortune, even though we've seen some price retraction. There's a lot of potential value. It's interesting with breaks because you're just kind of sampling into cards at random, packs at random. But there's a lot. I mean, the curios are still worth a fortune and pretty desirable. I think almost all, most of the curios were like pretty awesome concepts.
I think you talked about that with Josh on the stream. Was that 2 nights ago? Yeah.
Friday night.
Not all curios are created equal.
Yeah, right. So that's when we first started getting trolled with the boss trolls and all that.
Which I thought was funny.
Those ones
I'm up for
I
the
didn't
trolling.
like. I didn't like the squires really. I think those are just absurd.
I mean, I agree they're not as good, but
it took it too far.
Yeah, whatever. It isn't really.
Yeah, it doesn't move the needle.
It doesn't hurt you, right?
It's more of like a personal nit.
Yeah.
But and also I'm all about like the history. So like to me, it's more of like a purity to that aspect, and I think that compromises the integrity of that idea. But I also can appreciate how they're trying to appeal to a diverse audience, and there's people that like the silliness and playfulness of some of these chase cards.
Yeah.
It works because we're all talking about it, even if we're bitching and moaning about it.
Right. And I mean, and they're cheaper, right? Like, obviously, the market agrees with you, but they're still special. They're still a few $100s.
Yeah, they value them differently. But yeah, because of just on sheer rarity. And people that like them, they have good value. All right, so loose little mix-up here. And let me see who's in on this one. Going back to my listing. All right. Actually, you know what? Let me show the Discord really quick while I got it up. Because I added fun little thing. We got a bunch of people joining. Let me welcome this guy real quick. Boss Day. So we added this channel, the Dragon Lord mini set. I just added this yesterday.
Oh, right.
Yep. And Ed Bear Jr. came into the channel. He's been in my Discord for a while. But he's not regularly active. Like a lot of the artists are in my Discord here. Almost all of them are on the Sorcery Community Facebook group. But Ed posted on his website yesterday a announcement about his Dragon Lord mini set Kickstarter. And I went here, I'm referencing the Facebook community group. Because if we go there, I linked his announcement in the community group here. He came into the channel, or on his page yesterday, he tagged the community group on it. So then I shared it with the group, and here he showed a couple. This is going to be the cover of his book from Kickstarter.
Yeah, it's for the book, right? The Kickstarter.
Yeah, so a lot of like awesome stuff going on. The Dragon Art Lord. Art of Edgar Jr. Yeah, I didn't read that. I just kind of like glanced over it because I was so mesmerized by the art. But the Dragon Art Lord, I love that. It's hilarious. So you see, guys, like some of these we know are in a Dragon Lord mini set because they've been spoiled and revealed. We have the Dragon Lord himself. We have the Fire Dragon. We're not. I don't know if we know the names definitively yet because like we only saw some of these as cards and some just as illustration images. But we have Ed's like tribute to his Dragon Lord minivan, which
right.
he's got the Dragon Lord van, which is like airbrush in its entirety, inside and out. Like even inside, he did a tour. I did an interview with him. It had to be a couple years ago now, but if you go to the live section of my YouTube channel, you can find. I had Ed on the channel, and he did a live tour of his Dragon Lord van, and he talked about all the images, all the dragons, all the stories, all the way around his van. It's freaking awesome. So
I didn't think there'd be stuff inside too. That's cool.
Yeah. It was unreal. It's breathtaking. So he's got some of the Dragon Lord pieces, but this book is going to cover, it's multifaceted, I think, from what I understand. So it's the Dragon Lord mini set. It's going to have the stories of all the dragons, but also, oh, actually, this is part of his van down here. This was like a different concept. But it's going to have that story, and it's also going to encompass stuff he's done for Magic. I think he said like first time reveals of, he did the Nicol Bolas was like the big Magic gold card from Legends, if I remember correctly, set. And
the 5 Elder Dragons.
Yeah. So he's going to have sketches from those included in the book, full art images, stories from his career. And then on the back, this is the back of it. So there you go. Sorcery, Magic, and then the Sema, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. The Sema show includes, it's like a car show where a lot of the airbrushers and people that do vehicle art paintings go. This is his daughter Destiny Beard, so that's interesting. He's gonna have some element.
Yeah, it's like an obligatory sorcery if you're a sorcery collector, especially art side.
Yep,
it's a must-have.
So, not going off the rails too much, I created this Dragon Lord mini set channel, and then Ed came into the Discord last night. You see, this is here. We have the artist highlighted in pink, so you know it's an artist talking. It's pretty obvious when it says Artist Ed Beard Jr. Dragon Lord. But some of the artists just have their real names. And here, there's a lot of commentary he did about the Kickstarter, about timing of it, about he was asking us fans about what the reward should be. It kind of harkened back to like when Aric did this pre-Kickstarter, and they used a lot of our input for the tiers.
Right, yeah, I remember looking back through the Discord, I saw that.
Yep.
A lot of discussion over that.
So my link tree is in the show notes of all these videos. If you guys want to join the Collector Arthouse Discord, you can learn all about at least what's known so far from the Kickstarter, or some spoilers coming up. All right.
And you mentioned the Sorcery Kickstarter. It's funny looking through there. Like you kept blowing through all of the stretch goals and had to keep coming up with new goals.
Yeah, I know. That was crazy. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I guess Ed should think about stretch goals too. I'll have to talk to him about that. I don't know if because he said this is his first Kickstarter, so I don't know how well versed he is in that or what he's expecting. All right, so we have Jin for 5. Let's start with him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let me see. He had. Did I have something? I think he did. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Yeah, I got something else I gotta send him too. All right, let's get into alpha.
All right.
Let me see.
So what do these
David
go
Ace
for per pack now?
Facebook. What's up?
What do these go for per pack?
So I did $40 per pack for non-Patreon members, and then if you're in the Collector Arthouse Patreon, $35 per pack. I'm not sure what other breakers are doing, honestly. I haven't been tracking that closely.
40 a pack.
Oh, Punch Butcher.
Okay.
That's a classic. The Sky Barons. So we got a foil in here. The East-West Dragon. Very nice. An elite right off the bat. Am I on max zoom here? Oh, there we go. That's a little better. Yeah, the Elite Dragon. Jeff Easley. That's a nice hit. Elite Alphas. Let me... I might need to grab some more sleeves, probably. Find out where I put my sleeve packs. Alright. Sleeve some of these up. Ultra Pro. Alright, that's pretty lucky in just 5 packs. And then top loaders. What's the chat saying? Team Covenant sent out a lot of sample cards. I don't think we will know the real populations unless they track them before. Well, those are all accounted for because they opened those on a YouTube reveal, and Aric went back and captured every single card that was pulled from that. So they are already in the spreadsheet accounted for. The only thing that is not accounted for is there were 2 packs that they left sealed. So.
Yep. And we also don't know exactly what they did with like probably the near miss is held by a Team Covenant employee.
Well, you'd be surprised. Yeah, so like there were employees like claimed some of their favorites, but in those days we didn't really know what the true grails were. So I think that was very early on. It was before alpha release when they did that. So we didn't know where the true value was in alpha. So I think the selections they made was
out. Oh, I think someone did they post that on Discord or somewhere? Then they got it.
Oh
yeah, I think you're right.
Was it on the community group or in our Discord? Yeah. I can do a search for it on the community group. Oh, nice! Immortal Throne.
Cool.
That's a great. The only alternate win condition in Alpha. Awesome.
Right.
That was a fun one.
Facebook post. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Somewhere out there. Yeah, people have been posting like, "Hey, I got this from Team Covenant." I think you're right.
Yeah.
Which they made a bad choice. Should have taken.
Oh man, dude, that guy. I don't know if he knows what kind of value he has on his hands with that, because a lot of people didn't know much about these sample cards. It's people that have been following my channel and my breaks that are most knowledgeable on it. All right, so no troll.
So there was a couple of grid cards there, so you could see they still exist.
Yeah, in this pack,
the Craterize and I think the Fireball lost the grid, but the Craterize has it.
Yeah, that's a cool one.
I agree. I like the grids.
Yep.
Sold for 4K. Okay.
Oh, the guy sold it already? Holy shit!
That's the rumors in the chat. I don't know anything about this, but yeah.
Wow, man, the value in some of these sample cards is otherworldly. The Wind Blast I like because it had the alternate artwork for the Curio. It always stops me in my tracks. See, Heat Ray. I always think of near miss when I see it.
Yep.
I did Dispel. I might have this Dispel sample card offered tonight. All right, Jen. So let's box this stuff up, and then I'm going to go to the Facebook group really quick. You guys got to join the Facebook community group. That's where all the action is. It's very active every day. I'm always posting historical stories and really cool
reading
insights.
The chat. I was still talking about the near miss. So he posted it just a direct sale for 4K, and someone took it. Is that should have auctioned it?
Yeah.
It was a 1 of 1 at that point.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, still only 2 is pretty wild. All right, we're gonna go back to the Facebook community group, and then there's a search function here. So near miss, right? If you included it in the title, it'll find it. If you just flashed a card without calling out the title. The other thing I could do is let's go back. I think
it may have been Discord.
Oh, maybe it was. I know. I remember seeing it.
Someone's commented that too. I don't look at Facebook, and I think I remember seeing it now that they mentioned it. So
you could click on the media button up top, guys, and get this like amazing photo library. Going back to this was the first Facebook group that ever existed, the community group, and it's the largest in the world right now. So it's it has an archive dating back, coming up on 3 years of amazing photo library of everything you could want to know about Sorcery. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was in Discord. That's all right. I'll go look at it later. That's one we're looking for. Predestination.
Okay, he listed it on Discord Marketplace for 5,000.
$5,000. Holy shit!
I found the post. I don't know what it sold for. If it says.
Okay. Yeah, good for him. That's smart. If you got a 1 of 1, just throw a number out and see how badly people want it. 5K or best offer, they're saying, is what he listed it as.
Right.
I think he posted it was fielding offers. Yeah, wonder if that sold. Okay. Oh, this guy got teleport from Team Covenant. That's a nice one. Beautiful artwork. All right, so next up we have Morticore for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and he wanted me to send him 1 sealed. So I'm going to set 1 aside. Start a box for him here. Morticore. And I told him I would give him a a bearish pack case. So I'm going to include one of those in there too. Booster pack acrylic case. So I'll put that in his bundle there. And we're going to open 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So we'll have one pack unaccounted for in this box, so we won't know what the hits are, if any. We're going to open 38 of the 39. We'll get that last one sealed. East-West Dragons. We pulled the foil and the non-foil. All right.
I don't remember. Were the curios in Alpha always in the same slot?
I don't believe
foil
so.
Slot, or...
They were always in an ordinary slot, but
yeah, they're always ordinary
not the same
slot.
Specific. Ooh, Lord of the Void. We just did an auction of one of the sample cards. Amazing card, gorgeous artwork. I'll sleeve that up for him.
Fun card to play with too. It's a
Dispel.
Not.
I got a
it's
Dispel.
actually
and
pretty good. Once you get it out, it actually is pretty powerful. It's just hard to play it.
It's a big casting cost, but like when you get to mid to late stage of a game,
if you're careful, it's relatively difficult to kill. It's 0 power, but if you stay kind of around the void, not next to any sites, it's can be pretty difficult to take it out.
7 League Boots. The boots were an interesting one. I always wondered if that would see play. And like,
yes, but it's not a super common card.
Yeah,
it's a kind of typical battle mage one, but it's even then it's not at the top of the list of artifacts for battle mage.
Yeah, and it's interesting like that it was. Oh, Enchantress is nice.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that it was made a unique, like the uniques usually are going to be very powerful. The Boss Stroll, no curio. So I don't know. Unique you'd want to make pretty meta relevant or like powerful and enticing to play, even if it's a stretch, since it's going to be a tough pull with only 1 copy in the deck, unless you can tutor it. But yeah, when it's marginal utility and low frequency of pull, there you go. The Carchemish, the Chimera, beautiful artwork. Especially in person. Oh, and then we hit a foil elite of the Gadu, the Maze Minotaur. Yeah. Awesome. All right, so we hit 2 elite foils so far. That's not bad out of 5 packs that we opened for him. You hit an elite, you hit a Avatar, and the Lord of the Void, non-foil unique.
And the boots is also unique. So you actually got the boots was part of this group, right?
Yep.
2 uniques.
Yeah. All right. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to fit it with that bearish thing in there. So I'll pack that separately. All right, Morticore. Not bad. Not bad at all. Desk is getting overcrowded here. All right, what else do we have here? Garrison is in for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll do the last 23. For Ghost Pants. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Nice, Morticore. You did all right. I see him in the chat here. Not bad at all. Rift Valley is an elite.
Rift Valley, that's one of the better elites.
Yeah. Very cool elite. There might be a few Seagraves coming to auction sooner or later. I have the Queen Guinevere original painting.
Oh.
For auction. Amazing. Show that on a channel a few times. I'm not sure when I'm going to do that. Infernal Legion. Nice Legion. I have the over here the Wyvern, which I was thinking about offering, and the Siege Giant, and from Kyle Calazan's Wasteland original painting. So just contact me if anyone's interested in any of those. I'm debating between an auction offer or a private sale. If someone wants to make an offer privately, sometimes we'll do that. Crossroads from Vasily. Amazing artwork. I have the original sketch of this. Super cool. Great artwork.
It's cool.
Dispel. Okay, we have a Divine Healing.
Divine Healing.
Really nice. Nice artwork. Cool foil effect. the beam of light coming down. Man, it's a great artwork. I love the... Oh, is it not focusing? Come on.
Always a strong card. This card's become more popular now with the Archmagu, the new...
oh, is that right?
New avatar. Yeah, because you can play it again from the graveyard.
Yeah, that is a massive heal up. 7 life. So if you play that multiple times, you're right back in the game. That's cool.
It's just the death door mechanic is so powerful. Once you get on death's door, you can't heal anymore.
Ah. Yeah, good point.
So it sucks to draw your healing right after.
Yeah. Ian Miller, Warp Spasm. Awesome. Sick, unique. I think Ian's going to make a splash in Gothic. We saw the teaser for him. So they're hinting at something there. Some people speculate maybe he will have the box design art. Would be pretty awesome.
That would be.
Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, people are signing up for the Discord. Get in there, guys, and mix it up with Ed Bear Jr. Yeah. Yeah, Jen, I opened... If you're watching, Jen, he DM'd me. I already opened his 5 packs. I don't know what he's talking about. But yeah, in the Collector Arthouse Discord and the Sorcery community group, you can engage with Ed Bear Jr. pretty regularly. He's usually in there, and he posted against my post also. When I shared his post in the community group on Facebook, he started chiming in and answering people's questions. So the artists are in there. Every so often they chime in to answer fan questions. All right, so that was for... I lost my page now. Who are we just opening for there? That was for Garrison. And, okay, so I got to create a box for him. All right, so he did all right. He hit a ordinary and exceptional foils in 5 packs. I think he was part of the sample break last week. So I'll ship those off to him together. Put that down there. And Ghost Pants. So Ghost Pants was part of this break. He did 12 alpha last week. So I kind of want to remember what he hit last week. Yeah, I packaged it up here. So my card is Bearish case sticker because he's getting a Bearish case along with his order. So he hit the... Fireball was... This is a... the Fireball was the sample.
The sample, that was the auction? Oh,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or, no, it was... Because I thought he actually won the auction, too. What was the auction now? Losing my mind here. Sample card. Oh, yeah, it was Fireball. Did he... Was he the one that won that? So he has 2 copies of this? I don't know. I don't know if he remembers. How many... What was the pop on that? Because I think he won that auction, too. So he got it from the break last week, and then he bought another copy in the... yeah, maybe. I mean, he's really into sample cards.
There's only 3 of them.
Okay, so he owns 2 of the 3.
And the break was a long time ago. I don't think there was a recent break with Fireball.
The break last week. Didn't I pull it in the last break? Oh, he hit the Elementalist in foil last time. Okay.
Not according to my my spreadsheet.
Really? It's weird. I don't know. I'll have to go back and figure out why that's in there then. Oh, no, wait. Copy. Wait, what? Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is from the auction. I put it in his box. Yeah, it's not from the break. That's why he doesn't have his name on the back. So he just bought that at auction. And so there's only 3. That's one of the 3. Okay. Yeah, very rare card. And then from his... Oh, so it was mixed in here. I just glossed over it. Damn it. Now I'm curious. I got to look, man. These weren't all alpha cards like I thought in here. So he hit the Drown last week. Okay. So he was in for just 1 last week. Got it.
Lately, I've been playing with Dan, mostly Dan, sometimes Nick also on random spots, Starbucks or whatever.
Yeah.
Like Sorcery. And almost every time we get one person coming up to us and asking about it. Like when I play at a game store...
Yeah.
We hardly ever get questions because everyone's all doing their own thing and everyone's playing cards. When we go to some random spot, it kind of stands out. And so we put together a little a pack of like 15 or so, like just cheap ordinary cards and a little like a half-page little piece of paper to explain what sorcery is, and then people ask about it, I just hand it out to them.
Awesome.
And Drown is one of the ones I chose. I love that art.
Yeah. All right, so Ghost Pants, he bought the Fireball at auction, and then he hit Sea Raider, Midnight Rogue, and Midland Mercenaries this time. So I'll put those in his box, and then he's going to have 23 packs is what we should have left here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. All right. I want to try to get through this quickly because this is taking a while, and it's going to take a bit of time to get through your sample research.
Yeah, though I cut out some stuff, so.
Okay. Boss Troll. It's not a curio. All right, so I'll go quicker on these. The Yokai Kappas.
Yokai Kappas. Never seen that card played.
It's such a different artwork. People love that artwork.
It is. And then the old artwork that was in those pre-cons. The ones you got from the Red Zone Rogue ones.
Red Zone Rogue one, yeah.
That art is crazy.
Yeah, and it was written on by Aric, and it says like temporary art or something like that.
Yes.
And then he just decided to use it anyway, I guess. That's funny.
No, I thought that art was different, wasn't it?
Oh, was it? I'll have to look again. Maybe you had him redo some aspect of it. Yeah, I'll have to compare. That's a good catch. All right. Cloud City. Awesome one. Oh, Troll. Nothing. All right, so Shield Wall is his first foil. Show that in a second here. The rainbow is really cool. Touch there by Modesty. Nice artwork. All right. Todd Howard pulled an AO Earth from my 7th beta box. It's the little win sometimes. That is a bit more than a little win. That's a big hit. Congrats. Maybe in the future when there is some OP tap to use ability artifact, Kappas will be used. Yeah, the thing is, like, some of these cards are not too playable right now, but that changes as the game grows.
Certainly could.
Cards get better or worse, you know? There's, like, counters introduced to some of the ones that are a little overpowered. And, a nice dual land.
Oh, Oasis. 2 duels? And a free city.
Oh, yeah.
Those are,
wow.
That's a nice pack for exceptionals there.
2 duels, yeah. And then free city is exceptional. Dispel. Let's see. I'm gonna have to find another pack of. Let's see if I can find another pack of sleeves here. All right, we're good. It's down to my last couple sleeves. All right. Phase Assassin, the Death Speaker, Avatar, and the Lighthouse. Wow, foil duel. He's crushing on the duels.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Wow, 3 different duels here. 1 foil, 2 non-foil.
Those foil duels, I think they're still over 100.
Oh, yeah? Yeah. And this is, that's an exceptional, so they're pretty rare.
150 or something.
Yep. I'm trying to remember if Marta sent me a Lighthouse altar in this package I'm expecting in the coming week or so. You'll see those as part of the auction rotation soon. Windmill, another duel. They're all over the place. It's the theme of the deck, I guess. All right. That's a little win, says Pelly. Avatar of Earth, yeah. Figure of speech. It's being humble about it. Alright. Go to second. Let me just put this aside. Pile's getting unwieldy. What's everybody up to and being intrigued by in the chat with respect to... Oh, nice. Santiago Caruso. So I was talking to Santiago recently, and I was asking him about his artist proofs because, as I mentioned, like in the Patreon, I'm offering complete sets of artist proofs for each artist. And Santiago was one of the ones that was offered, and it hasn't been claimed yet. I was surprised. I thought that would go fast because he only has 2. And he confirmed when I asked him, he never received artist proofs from Aric's Curiosa. So he thinks maybe they were lost in the mail. He has no idea, but he's never got them.
Oh,
so
wow.
As of now, they're top 4.
Top 4.
the top 4 Avatar of the Realm backers have the 4 complete sets.
Wow.
So they're like impossible to get. And yeah, there's his other one. Phantasmal Shade and the Twisted Fate are his 2 artworks. So I don't know. I told him he should reach out and see if they can get that corrected.
Yeah. So you got these. You worked directly with the other backer, Avatar of the Realm backer, to get these. I only know you and Koyobi. Is this another one, or you maybe don't want to name the?
Yeah, he hasn't publicly came out. So it's me, Koyobi, and this other guy. It's not Koyobi's set. And then there's a 4th guy that's never revealed himself either. So yeah, he decided to... So I didn't buy the set straight up from him. I'm doing it just via consignment. For a consignment fee. So I'm selling them for him on his behalf.
Cool. Do you know what... My interest is in the sample packs. So do you know what he did with his 12 sample packs?
Yeah, some of those I have acquired from him, actually. So they're getting implicitly... recorded in your set there.
Okay, so
I'll follow up with you to make sure that the spreadsheet is robust as it can be, and we can get an accounting of where those ended up. But yeah, I acquire more and more packs from all sources. I mean, of course, like I got 12 as being a top backer, and I haven't even opened all of mine personally. Some of them I have as part of sample pack breaks, but a lot of them, another duel.
And the Lighthouse too. You missed the Lighthouse.
Oh, did I?
2 duels. I don't think you need to sleeve every duel.
Oh,
they're not.
Okay, they're not
worth
that
much
valuable.
money.
All right.
A few dollars.
The other thing was, so I opened some of mine, but like a lot of the ones from the 30 packs I've opened have been like packs I've bought again, like obscene prices, and then done breaks with. So, the Donnybrook. So it's created a healthy
fun
little
card. I don't see it played much, but I like it.
Secret Tunnel.
The Donnybrook game.
One. Yeah, Donnybrook's such a beautiful artwork too. I love that. Yeah, so I've gotten them from all over. As you can see on the channel, we've done them from Germany, from UK, from Singapore, maybe I want to say. Bought some from there at one point. New Zealand and or Australia. Other people in the US. I bought them from people all over the world. Every once in a while, someone will approach me and be like, "Hey, I got one," or "I think I'm about offering one." But now it's getting harder and harder because people are asking such wild prices.
Well, they know what they have.
Yeah. If they open them, they're not like opening them. They're trying to sell the packs, but they want like obscene money for it. I'm like, I don't know if there's really a market for that.
They just need to hold out long enough. I mean, there's this maniac online opening all the packs up. So.
Yeah. They're becoming more and more scarce for sure.
It's a matter of time.
So he says, this always makes me want to open up my beta boxes, but for $200 replacement rate, I mustn't. Yeah. We'll see what happens with beta boxes. Interesting dynamic. We got more coming. We don't know how much more or how it's going to be distributed. A lot of unknowns in Sorcery. I've always seen it as kind of a leap of faith project. You know, it has no product roadmap. We never, and like even the reveal, the teasing approach is like nothing. A month before, boom, a bunch of stuff, and then it's out. You know, like they don't like slow roll it to kind of keep the interest and excitement going. It's just kind of they hit you with it all at once, and we're constantly in the dark through these long lulls and stretches.
Right. Well, they hit you with a bunch and then give you no timeline on it. Like this is coming sometime in the future. And then
or it's the other extreme. Like, here's one or two little tidbits, and it's coming sometime in the future. Can't tell you when. Ooh, there you go.
Nice.
The amethyst core. So that'll... Let me go back to that in a minute. So I got a point to make on that one. We'll compare it to the sample card that I showcased at the start of the show. Actually, this will be fun, guys. Check this out. All right. So we'll get another little screenshot opportunity here. So we got the core from Alpha, non-foil. We'll do this in order. So the first version ever created was the Windward Gem sample card, exceptional relic. You see the dramatic design change between the two. This is the Alpha non-foil sample card, Alpha non-foil, and also from Alpha, the artist proof, square corner. So you got 3 different variants. Someone screenshot that and share it on the socials. Let me get my thumb out of the... Hang on a second. There we go. Someone, let me get it. There you go. Yeah, someone screenshot that baby. Windward Gem, Amethyst Core, and do it like this too. Just show it both ways. Artist Proof, Alpha Non-Foil, and the one of one, the only one that exists that's been discovered to our knowledge of the sample card. Pretty freaking amazing. Nice hit, congrats. The cores are epic. It's an alpha core. So you're getting some nice value. This will be an interesting case then. Like, as I say, this is the first box in the case. We hit the core. There was some correlation theories.
There was a lot of clumping, wasn't there? Like,
yeah. So there's a lot of theories out there.
Like, there's so many dual sites in this pack, or in these packs.
It's unreal. Yeah. I don't know if that's a normal thing or not. This is the last pack, by the way, of his 23. He did all right. I gave him a deal on it too because he bought so many packs.
The second one of those.
I think he probably got a pretty nice ROI. You have the Edge of the World.
Is beta out of stock? Yeah, TC ran out a few days ago.
Oh yeah, you're just hearing that? Go check out the live I did with Lord of Itza. Hey Lord, he did. Speaking of devil, he just chimes in. I did a live with him Friday night. It's already over 1,000 views, so it did very well. There's a lot of interest in that breaking news. Oh shit, those are all. I got another stack from him. All right, so you got the core, the Unravel Ordinary, Exceptional Secret Tunnel, Sedge Crabs. And then I started sleeving up some of the duels, but he did get a dual lighthouse, and the shield wall exceptional. So not bad at all. I'm gonna need a second box.
Is that 23 packs already?
Oh, there's the box. Yeah, that was 23 packs.
Oh,
we zipped through it quickly.
Yeah.
By design, I usually take my time with it, but
right.
We're gonna end up at 2.5 hours probably by the time we get through your presentation. All right, guys. This is the highlight of the show. We had fun with the opening showcase. Let me label this for Ghost Pants so I don't mess this up. Ghost. All right, Ghost. We're gonna get to the presentation now.
All right. I made a low effort, ugly, old school PowerPoint, so we'll see.
Got a lot of packing and shipping to do. It's going to be a busy day at the Arthouse. All right, good. I'm getting some information back on the Playmat production. All right. One second here. So let me see. I got to find the latest version that you sent me. Here it is. All right. So let me see if there's a way I can just download this. It'll show better.
Yeah, I put this PowerPoint together over a month ago, and then I kind of didn't touch it, and then wanted to, instead of letting it sit there, let's present some of it. It was pretty long. I cut out some. We'll cover some today. If you guys are interested, I can do some more later. How's that for old school?
So Google Docs, is there a way I can download this so I can show it full screen? I'm a moron here with Google Docs.
Yeah, you download it.
File download.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. All right. I want to download it as a PowerPoint.
Yeah, and then we may
So
I may want you to edit some while we're going through here. There may be some. I may ask you to like make some edits. If I think of
all
some
right.
things.
I think this will be better because then I could go into present. Actually, this does show better.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on.
I think you can present it from the browser too.
Oh, is there? All right.
Yeah.
I'm a useless old man. There we go. That looks good, dude.
All right.
All right, let's get into it, man.
Yeah.
This is gonna be so. This is the presentation Aric pulled together. He correlated all the history from the videos, from the articles, from Discord. You're gonna see. Let's just get right into it.
All right. Yeah. So here's I have some transitions here. So yeah. So here's kind of the summary. There were 4 separate printings. So these are all printings from the actual card manufacturer. These are all what's considered what we call sample packs now, or sample cards. 4 distinct printings. The first one was back in
December 5th, 2021.
That was when they received it. So it was printed like in November 2021, and then over the next half year or so, the printings happened. So I'm going to focus today on the first one. I kind of cut out was kind of the details on the other 3 printings. We'll cover them to a degree, but I'm going to go a lot of detail on the first one. I think the first one's most interesting, and we also have the most information about it. So we'll talk about that. That's what they call silver packs. And then I think there's only been 15 of those publicly opened. 15 silver packs.
Yeah, and silver packs is clarified. They had no. It just means it looks just like this. There's no artwork on the pack. Artwork design is just a silver blank pack.
And to distinguish, so originally the silver packs were the same as the pledge packs, but later the pledge packs, the packaging was the same. They added the void sticker later, and then those labels as well.
Right, like you see here.
Yep. And so the purpose of that was just purely to do a test run at a printer that they're trying to find the right printer to use, and just for the cards, and then also the box printing and stuff. We'll see that later. Then the pre-constructed decks, the purpose there was also to check the printing, but also for marketing. That was designed to give out to content creators online.
Yep.
And then the silver pack, again, this is where the information they didn't post publicly about this is nearly as much. But again, it was to kind of to check the card printing. And then it looks like they got the card printing to their satisfaction at that point. And then they moved on to the art pack, which is the purpose of that printing was for the packaging.
Okay. And
we
the team.
Yep. And you had the first opening. So if we go to the pledge packs, I looked online and everyone was getting their cards at the same time. Looked like you were the first one I found to actually do a public opening of that pledge pack. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you just jumped right on it. So yeah, these are the very first image. The one on the left is sent by the printer. So they never said for sure like this is the entire shipment, but I'm pretty sure the pictures here are showing the entire first printing, because the picture on the left is the printer from China sending a picture to Aric's Carrier saying, "Hey, here's your stuff. Does it look good? If it looks good, we'll ship it, pack it up and ship it to you."
Yeah, and funny story there, just to interject briefly. So these guys got to be careful, right? Because Aric, at this time, he showed this image in Discord. This is the source of where this picture came from. This is how we first verified that they were using a China printer. They never definitively confirmed that, but we see the sales receipt here with the Chinese words here. It's hard to tell in this small form factor, but there's different clues. He's got to cover up the packaging, shipment labels, and stuff. But we saw that one of the people that worked at the factory there, kind of where the source was. So we knew that at least these sample test prints were coming from China. So it's probable that was going to be what they were going to use from Alpha, because there were comments that he had inquired with a few different printing options, like in Belgium and China, maybe the US or Canada, and there was not all were available or willing to do it at that time. And there was a lot of speculation across social media, some people that were casually into sorcery, some not, about where the printing was happening and if they had changed printing and stuff like that. But anyway, this dates all the way back to November 30th, 2022, where we got definitive confirmation that that's where the sample cards had come from. And he talked about the use case, the purpose of what they were doing.
Right. It's the first print. So this is confirmed that this is the first test print from a real card game printer, like you said.
Yeah.
And then I'll get to that later, but there's a question about what's in the deck. So there's a separate stack, like the dryads in the top there. So that's one of each card.
Yeah, so Aric says here on November 30th, 2021. So this is like very early days of the Discord. I think the Discord started in September or October
Yeah,
of that year.
yeah.
And a few of us, well, we had probably like a couple dozen people that were in it right away from the start. And he says the decks are one of each card in the first set, minus a few that still have art coming. And it turned out to be quite a bit more than a few, because I think at that time he thought he was pretty close to Kickstarter release. But of course, it took like way longer than he expected, you know, some in part because of COVID, but other things. They had to do a lot of redesign and development of some of the cards. We've seen a dramatic change from sample cards to alpha cards. But at that time, that was one of every card he thought was going to be in the final alpha set, and then there were a lot more added in time.
Okay. Right, and some removed. Yep, and that's a picture of the same stuff, but taken by Eric's Curioso once they received it, and it has the exact same contents in it.
Okay, gotcha. So that
so
was
you can,
I
guess, like, go to the next slide where I kind of talk more about the contents of it. So what do we have? We got the 2 booster boxes, 36 packs each. And then you have some loose packs there, which I estimate to be 8 packs. So I think there's 80 packs printed.
Okay.
And then you have the 3 blocks with the print sheets there too. So print sheets, which 18 cards per sheet, assuming it's one sheet, one a copy of each sheet.
Right.
And then there's 1 copy of each card. Notice they're separated into 3 blocks. So you get all of the ordinaries, all the exceptionals, and then the block that's turned on the side that you can't see it. The first card should be abundance there. So maybe they were hiding that. I don't know if abundance had been revealed yet. But that would be the elites and uniques together, which also confirms what we found, that those were kind of treated the same. The rares were kind of treated equally in the sample printing.
Wow. Yeah, very interesting. Yeah, so 2 boxes, and then he said, like on the prior slide, each of these bricks was a complete set of, what he envisioned to be the set of alpha at that time. Okay. So you're testing collation, you're also testing packaging to some extent, and print quality, of course, is the fundamental purpose of test prints. All right, first pack opening. Here's Eric's. Here's Eric's leg and
this video, it wasn't posted until, like you see in there, the December 21. So it's like a few weeks after they got it. But I'm pretty sure this is the first opening they had. He just filmed it when they got it and posted it later.
Yep.
But they never really confirmed it. Will that play? If you play that, I put the whole video in here.
Oh,
a lot of people may not have seen that.
Oh, okay.
It's short, so it can,
Yeah, I remember this video coming out. This was fun and exciting, man.
Yeah, it's shrink wrapped.
Yep.
So I believe this is the first time that Aric or anyone at the company is seeing the.
Wow, the silver packs. These are huge. I own 2 of these. Extremely rare. They barely exist
open one and have 2 more. Is that right?
Yeah. I actually did open one on the channel. I have 2 sealed that I own personally.
So, and also he's looking at like the box art. I think it's the first printing of a box art. Also was made by the printer.
Yeah.
And so this opening here is going to be, well, I don't reveal the. He's talking about how it doesn't have the same like creases on it that he expects.
Very meticulous. Yeah.
Printing. I think I know. Is there audio? I don't hear the audio from there.
Yeah, he's saying it's a little too dark. He was talking about the ripples up top weren't exactly how he liked it.
Right. So that Captain Baldassar, that's the first time we've seen a Captain Baldassar. Look at this.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, he was just trolling a little bit there.
Well, I think he's testing the card. So he's talking about the card order, like there's the rare first, and then you get the 2.
Bendability.
And if you pay attention, these are alphabetical order. So it's literally just the files, the alphabet, which is
he's talking about the collation and if they did it correctly.
So that's something they changed. So even though the packaging, the silver packs and the pledge pack is different from these, you can tell they were different because the collation is different. And the cards are different too.
Right.
But he's saying this should be the order. Put the 3 exceptionals, then to put the unique or elite, and then the ordinaries.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah, very cool. Hey, too dark, need to fix pack ordering. Yep, good takeaways.
Yep.
Oh, here we go. Card.
All right, so then about this pack order. So I noticed this with Red Zone Rogues pack openings. That it wasn't like perfect everything alphabetical, but it was pretty close. And there's one pack in particular that literally had the first elite, the first 3 exceptionals, and the first 11 ordinaries.
Okay.
In alphabetical, I made a spreadsheet when color coded the pack numbers, so that pack number 2, what Red Zone Rogue opened as pack number 2, was that first pack. And I had all these laid out, and then when I found Aric's opening, Aric's was the first opening, but I didn't discover it until a few months ago. And it fit right in. There was like it slotted right into these red zone road pack openings.
Gotcha.
So I think it's the number. Is it in this sheet? The number 15, yeah, pack opening 15, which here is just Captain Ballas there that goes in between.
Yeah, right here.
But the way the others fit also just it slots right in.
So remind me again on the print sheet where they mapped out in alphabetical order.
Yep, they only showed one print sheet and the ordinaries, and yes, it's the first 18 of these ordinaries.
Okay, so it was a pretty small print run. We're assuming these packs were manually built or like
that's what I'm assuming. Yep, they're printed in alphabetical, and then someone just took them off, and they're not in perfect order, and so maybe there's like two people doing it, and one started at the ordinary side and one started at the elite side, or who knows?
Well, it's either that or the print sheet, digital file that Aric created of the print sheet layout that could have had an error where they were out of place. Because we've seen other like goofy things where like there was a lot of artist misattribution in early days that need to be cleaned up, and like misspellings, like the Philosopher's Stone said the magnum opus instead of the magnus opus, like little things like that need to be cleaned up.
And it could have been too, maybe they were alphabetical at first and they added a few on the end and didn't instead of reordering everything. The sites in the elite and exceptional, they're all mixed together, but other ordinaries, they're separate. It's like the sites are on their own page at the end.
Okay. All right.
There's someone opened a full pack of ordinaries. Oh, here's I've got ahead of myself. But Aric's pack just goes right in there. So I had these kind of openings, especially the ordinaries. See how I kind of had this gap there between pack 1 and pack 11 on the right, the middle one. Yeah, and then Aric's pack 15, pack 15 just went right in there in the gap.
Interesting. Okay. Wow.
This was...
So the silver pack. So you're saying the silver packs were printed in alphabetical order, so we could
printed and packed in alphabetical order.
Well, we have some. How much do you recall off the cuff? How many silver packs you have accounted for?
15. So
15. You said okay, but we estimated like a few dozen at least were printed.
Well, so 80. We know almost exactly 80 were printed.
Oh, 80 silver packs.
Right. We got the 2 boxes and the few loose packs from the picture.
Okay. So we know, like, talking about what happened with those. We have one box we know Aric opened. We saw him do it right on camera just a minute ago. Yep. We have, I think that's from the same box. Since the packs fit together so well, I think that's the same box that Red Zone Rogue got. And the other people got. So Red Zone Rogue didn't get a full box, but he got 12 packs.
He got 12 packs
on the channel. Yeah. Those 12 packs are mostly the cards on my sample on my collectorarthouse.com page. Okay. A lot of those that I auctioned came from his 12 packs.
Okay.
And then there was also some pre-cons. Some people got the pre-con sample kits. I also auctioned some of those. So it is a mixed bag to some extent. But between those 12 packs, what we saw from Aric on camera just now, the accounting from your spreadsheet, we could almost reverse engineer, since it is in alphabetical order, the potential of what might be in those remaining sealed silver packs to some extent. There'd be some guesswork, but since they're alphabetical, that's kind of interesting. Now I'm curious what I have in those. And like because what order of the alphabet would really matter on like some of the big time cards that we know are worth like thousands of dollars. But
definitely.
Anyway. Okay. So great finding. Very interesting. All right, so here you're talking about the layout of
the print sheet. Yep, so you can start from the bottom left and it goes to the cross and up. So that's the alphabetical order. And then Bridge Troll is interesting. Bridge Troll is a sample card. We pulled it from both art packs and pledge packs, but it should slot right in there. That should be where it is.
It's missing. Yes. Okay.
So either it hasn't been pulled from a silver pack. So either it's been slotted, put at the end, and we just haven't happened to pull it, or it wasn't printed here.
So your spreadsheet, this is an excerpt from your spreadsheet, which shows that there's 13 found, 7 from pledge packs, 6 from art packs, and none from silver packs. Okay. So so are you concluding that it was on a separate sheet? You're saying it's either on a separate sheet and there was a mistake there, or it was a card that was introduced into the set later?
That's right. I'm guessing later because when it finishes, like I have one pack that went from the last ordinary and then went to the sites, like the ordinary spell went to sites. And if it's at the end, you think that Bridge Troll might have been in there. So certainly not conclusive, but I suspect it was not in here at all.
Okay.
Which would be confirmation that there were different print sheets used for the first printing versus the others.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. So
also,
that's a
the
great
collation
find.
order is different. So, did they use alphabetical print sheet? I'm thinking they moved more toward like a official printing process for the later print runs. So I'm thinking they, instead of using alphabetical print sheets, they in 18 sheets, they probably went to larger ones with the more that organization and collation that they would use.
That makes perfect sense because Aric recognized that there was an error in the collation process. So when they did it automated, like they would for mass scale production, they would have test on that.
Right.
That was more of a packaging test, so it would have been. It's logical to assume that they would have done it the way they were going to officially do it for alpha, and make sure that their automated process was.
That's what I'm thinking. Yep. And then I looked through the sheet for other ones missing, and I found one that's most suspicious is Scourge Zombies.
Yep. But so it's also, it looks like here towards the end of this pack, maybe potentially. So it could be like another alphabetical misordering potentially. It's hard to say.
Right. Yeah. There's a lot of ordinaries that haven't been pulled, so you're not really conclusive.
Yeah.
Ted's basement. Ted, you opened the site pack, right? Did you have one of these silver packs and open one that was like all ordinary sites? I think that was you.
Yeah, someone did do that one opening on his channel. It's out there. It's factored in their spreadsheet.
That was crazy.
Accounting of it. Yeah, someone got all Atlas sites, right? Is deck almost full of
ordinary Atlas.
Unbelievable. Yeah, that's so weird. All right, so card numbers.
So this was when how do we translate these? Oh, you had an art pack. You never had a silver pack either? Someone had us open a silver pack. I don't remember who it was then.
It was on YouTube. I think it was more
I can
a
look
community
it up.
member that isn't like a mainstream YouTuber type.
Yeah, I can.
But what are we talking about here? Different cards, total and 80 packs.
All right, thanks,
per card.
Yeah, so just basically translating what we know already and drawing some conclusions from it. So looking at the individual cards, if we know there's 80 packs, and we got one elite or unique per pack and 3 exceptionals, then we know that there's going to be 80 unique or leak and 240 exceptionals. So what does that work out to? Well, there's over 100 of the rares, and there's only 80 in the pack. So that means there's going to be some cards that don't even appear in these packs.
Unique.
And since they're alphabetical,
so you're calling a rare unique or elite?
Yeah, that's the terminology. Yes, elite or unique. It makes it simpler than saying it. And actually the terminology Aric used at this point too.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But yeah, so by rare I mean elite or unique since they're together. So since they're alphabetical, it's basically most likely the first 80 of those elite or uniques are the ones in the packs, and the ones below that are not, which is why I said the Fire Ward gem and Earth Ward gem are probably in here, but the Wind Ward and Water Ward are probably not.
In packs that you've discovered and accounted for?
Well, you can see kind of it's pretty zoomed out, but no, in total there's literally only 80 packs were printed.
Okay.
The first printing had 80 packs in it, and each pack only had one elite or unique.
Right.
So there's only 80 elites or uniques printed in that print run.
Oh, okay. So they were just never printed.
Yeah.
However, at least for that, from these silver packs, but then from the silver pack, we found the Wind Ward gem, which is the one
the later packs had more, but the first one, because we don't know how many were printed in the others. We can estimate, and I do have some estimates later in this presentation, but we know that there was only 80 printed here.
Yeah, so you're saying that the cutoff is around the letter P. So we got to ask about the Philosopher's Stone. Do you have a theory on that? Were those in the silver packs? Or do you think, because there is one that I auctioned on my channel, it sold for $16,500, I think, before Alpha was released. Only copy we've ever discovered. Philosopher's Stone, cutoff's that letter P. Do you think that could exist in the silver packs? That was before Kickstarter came out, so it had to come somewhere from before.
Oh, it was before that. Okay.
Packs. I'm pretty certain that's true. I could
go
back and see when the auction was. Can you
bring up the spreadsheet on the screen now? Let's go look at that.
Sure. Yeah. All right.
So if you go to the rare pulls, and then you scroll down to Philosopher's Stone. So what's the number?
I don't know if we have recorded provenance of this because.
Okay. Yep. So it's a pull from somewhere. I put it in an art pack. I don't know if that's right or not, but. It shows that's listed as number 80, and it looks like there's 3 header rows.
Mm-hmm.
So that would make it like the 77th one, but there might be some missing ones above that, so we don't really know. So it's kind of right around the cutoff.
I see. Yeah. So you're saying from art packs, they were in alphabetical order, and you got up to letter P.
From silver packs.
Silver packs, yeah. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're not entirely sure, but I mean, let me check. Let me go back to the community group here really quick. And go to...
I don't know why I put the question mark on the art pack. If you had the card, you can actually tell the difference. So you can tell if it's a different, like the cutting direction, especially the cutting direction.
Here it is. All right. So here is the card that was auctioned. There's only one ever discovered. And this was a foil auction.
That's what can you zoom in on the picture of the sample? Do you know if the cutting direction was from the front to back or back to front?
Yeah, I'm just trying to find the actual auction listing because I'm trying to figure out the timing of when that was offered. Because that would help us narrow down if it was silver, or at least if it was pre-alpha before Kickstarter packs came out.
Oh, right. Because I don't have a poll of any of those.
No. That was teasing a artist proof. Here we go. All right. Yeah, auction. Okay. Here's the auction listing. February 2023. And the Kickstarter came out.
That was July 2023, right?
2023. Yeah. So it predated Kickstarter.
So but it was after the art packs were given to, or actually, let me check the dates on that.
It either came. Here's the thing. I think it either came from those silver packs that Aric did, or it came from those bricks when he had a complete set. So there might be. This might exist in those bricks, and we saw.
So the bricks, yes. So exactly. So all these cards, in addition to what's there, the bricks have the individual cards. But as far as we know, no individual cards have left Aric's Curiosa. So
we see 3 or 4 bricks in the picture. Yeah, it could be a pop 4 if it came from these bricks. I don't know what this doesn't look like.
Those are loose packs, I think. Those are.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Those are packs.
Right.
So only 3 bricks. So yeah, it could indicate as a pop 3 if that's where it came from. Yeah, and we just don't have.
Okay, yeah. So the art packs and silver packs, like they were made in 2022. So they were a few months after the Kickstarter.
Okay.
So that was still way before this. So it could have come from the art pack as well.
Yeah.
But if you can, I don't know, how good is the picture on that? Can you see whether see the cutting direction from that picture?
How would I tell that?
If you zoom in on the corner, look at the corners, basically the edges of the corners. Is it rounded?
They're fairly rounded, yeah.
So Hayne did a video on this because it's the precons and comparing at that time the 3 different ones he had access to. That looks like it's back to front. I think it's not rounded. Like by rounding, I don't mean.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like that might be back to front because it's a rough edge and there's little white spots there.
And here's the typo I was talking about. Magnus Opus.
Okay.
It should be Magnum Opus.
Magnum Opus.
So that was fixed for alpha. Copyright, so that's the sample. Yeah, 1 of 1, guys. At least as far as we know. I mean, so we're concluding here that maybe there's 3. If it's in art packs and silver packs, then there's, in theory, there could be a few more out there. But
yeah, there's definitely could be more. Also, I'll get to the predictions there. But so yeah, go back to that last one slide still.
Sure.
So if you notice, though, even the others, exceptionals, there should be only 2 of each exceptional and about 8 or 9 of each ordinary.
Yep, gotcha. Wow.
So this is by far the rarest of the print runs.
Okay. The silver
and it's also distinguished. So if you really care about rarity, this is the only one that has the cutting direction from back to front. And it's also the lowest print run of all the samples.
All right. I'm going to show some packs after we get through. We've got about, four substance slides left. We're at a breaker slide, and now there's last few slides.
Okay, yeah, so now I'm just trying to extrapolate this to other print runs. And so these are estimates. They're kind of guessing at how many total packs were made. So the first one we pretty much know is 80 packs. And then there were singles. So there's 1 of each individual card printed. Those are the 3 separate packs. and then there were print sheets. So one copy of each card on the print sheet. And so pledge packs were also, the purpose of that print run was also for catching the card printing. So I assume that they also printed singles and also print sheets for that run. But then the art pack print run was the purpose of packaging. I think they were satisfied with the cards at that point, so they're focused on packaging. So they didn't need the single sheet anymore. They didn't need the print sheets anymore. It's my assumption.
All right.
And then the total number of packs, we know 244 were given out, so it must have been more than that. And based on, and these are some details I cut out of this presentation, but based on the number of elite, unique, and exceptional pulls that we have of each print run, it can kind of get an estimate for how many there were. So I think there were been 3. The most we've pulled from the elite or unique is like 3 from pledge packs. So basically using that, you can kind of estimate the number of packs here for the pledge and the art packs, which is where that comes from.
So you have in the printing, you have first, third, and fourth. What is the second?
Second is the precons.
Okay. Oh, okay, the precons. Gotcha.
Yeah. So no packs in the precons. So here I'm focusing on its packs.
And we know the in my article that you have linked on your spreadsheet, and it's on the Collector Arthouse website, in the interviews and articles section, I have an accounting of the entire deck list for each of the 4 element decks, so we know exactly what the samples are from those, because those were opened, I think also by Red Zone Rogue, if I remember correctly, with Simon in a video they did on YouTube in the very early days.
Yep, they did a giveaway there. And then the first opening there was Kitchen Table TCD got his and opened it on stream too.
Yeah.
They didn't do a full accounting though of all the cards.
Of his pre-con. You got pre-con samples, not
of
packs.
The pre-con. Okay. Yep. He's one of the original content creators that got those.
Yep. All right.
And then
percent held by EC.
And also it's also in my spreadsheet. So if you go under the count, like the pre-cons are also counted there. There's a column for that. So just it's the same stuff, like going from the packs here, and then how many were given out to the public. I'm estimating 30 silver packs were given out. Pledge packs, we know 244. Art packs, I'm also assuming, I think that's, what does that come to? 3 boxes. 3 boxes of art packs.
So are you assuming like a box went to Team Covenant and a box went to Rudy, because he kind of teased it on his channel?
Yep.
So right, and you got to remember there's 36 packs in these boxes, so they went to 39 after they had some issues as like a give back to the community. So 72, 72 of the art packs were given out between their 2 main partners, Team Covenant and Rudy. And then the difference, you're just making an assumption of.
Well, and then there's been random loose packs out there too, because we know Rudy's box is still sealed, and Team Covenant only has 2 sealed left. So there's also another box that got distributed to a bunch of different people, as pack here and pack there.
Yep.
So I'm assuming there were 3 boxes given out.
Okay. No, that's a fair assumption. I would agree there, and I actually have a couple that I'll show here in a minute.
All right.
First edition test print. So I was given one. Like, I was one of the first people into Sorcery and doing content for it. Like, my website was in the Kickstarter and stuff, and I was one of the first into the Discord. So I did a lot of like kind of support. I don't want to say like promotional, because it wasn't like a monetary endeavor really. I was just really into the game, and I wanted to interview the artist. So I did a lot. I was a big advocate and passionate fan of the game. So I ended up being given one of these packs by the company. The other I bought from somebody else that got it from the company.
Okay.
So I have 2, but they're, So that's probably from that 3rd box you're talking about, beyond it's not the Team Covenant stuff. It's not Rudy. It's other stuff that were given to individuals.
Right. That's what I don't know if that was a full box or not, but there was. And Simon showed a box on stream too once. It was still sealed. But Simon
I think that's the box it's coming from, unless Simon still has his own personal sealed box.
I don't know.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
Yep. And then, so if you go back to the previous slide, so then there's, I'd say how many. So you give a percentage for like how many have been released, and how many were kept at Team Covenant, kept at Aric's Curiosa. And I'm kind of assuming whatever was kept at EC was opened. Kind of the purpose of them doing it.
Sure.
So there's probably a lot of these singles in Aric's closet.
Yep. Perhaps. And from those bricks of the complete sets, Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, moving on. So we got 2
slides. And then this is
left.
so the number of each one. Again, how that breaks down into the number of copies for each. So how many copies in each silver pledge art pack, and then the total from all the packs, and then plus there's singles. I printed 2 of each card.
Gotcha.
Printed in those in those bricks.
Okay. All right. And then the last slide, number estimates cards at each rarity. Okay, so here's your...
And then just the total number of cards printed. About 10,000 sample cards.
Wow, unbelievable. Yep.
And a little
But
bit
like on a single card, rarity, it sounds like a lot at face value, but then when you break it down to single
total
cards,
of everything. Yep.
We
and
went
most
over
are,
that.
most are ordinary, 7,000 ordinaries. So
But
when you think
there's
of print run of how
100.
many, millions of cards that is, in like,
Yeah.
I don't know how many I forget, but alpha is like how many million cards total.
Yeah.
There's only 10,000 total samples.
Yeah.
And about half, a little less than half of estimate they're just held by Aric's Curiosa. So
yeah. So they're easily the by far the rarest print of Sorcery ever. Even because even the Relentless Crowd, people like sometimes think that's the rarest card because there's 100 copies. They've told us there's 100 copies,
right.
But there is almost certainly not 100 copies of any sample card.
Any sample card.
It's way less than that. Even like through Discovery, the most we found is 20. I think you said earlier during the break of one of the ordinaries, and that's like we don't have full counting of all of these packs, but.
Right.
I mean, you could project maybe 50 if you had every single pack that was ever produced.
Yep. If you go back to the previous slide, that's where I show the individual card, like for each copy of each card.
Oh, okay.
So this is my estimate. Less than 6 elite or unique, so either 5 or 6, and 14 exceptional and 65 ordinary. If you have every single possible copy, well then plus the 2 of each, the 2 singles.
Okay. Unbelievable, man. So that's all the data. Let's go back to the overhead cam here. And just to wrap this up for completeness, we talked about the art packs, and I actually have 2 first edition tests.
Nice. And you opened one also, right?
Yeah, it wasn't mine personally. That was like a how did that come about? I think I found someone that had one, and he was either going to auction it, or I forget if we auctioned. I did auction one of these at one point. I think I sent that one to a guy sealed, and then I opened one on the channel. I think I brokered a consignment deal where I sold the sealed pack to somebody, except that he allowed me to open it on channel. So I ended up sending them the single cards. But something interesting about this, I want to keep this as pristine as possible. So it says first edition test, of course. Yeah. And then it has the slogan here, without bending it back. Sorcery Contested Realm is a tactical TCG with iconic hand-painted art. All right? So to focus on hand-painted art. And then you go to Alpha, and they expanded their elevator pitch slogan. Of course, they added the Alpha symbol. It doesn't say first edition test print. Obviously, it's from Alpha. And it says an old school fantasy card game for players with a rich imagination, tactical nerve, and an appreciation for hand-painted art. So they figured, this isn't just an art project. We better talk about the gameplay and the flavor of, how the game is played. So you have the 2 art packs. We talked about the provenance of your silver packs. We got 2 of those. These are all sealed packs. And then for each of these, we have the different variants regionally, which I guess we didn't cover in the presentation, but sticker on the front, barcode on back.
Yep, we've talked about that a few times.
It would be Europe or New Zealand, right? Yep. Or barcode on front and sticker, nothing on the back. I think the U.S. was pure face and the sticker on the back also. Or was it no sticker on the back?
So that's, no, U.S. had sticker on the back, so this would be a New Zealand or Australia.
New Zealand or Australia, right. Good memory. So this would have been U.S.
That should be U.S.
Yeah. Okay.
Or UK. UK had both types, or 2 of the 3 types.
Yeah, the silver packs we talked about, and then U.S. That was probably from my pledge pack. Yeah, unbelievable. So a nice little collection there. Some of these I might offer in time. I think I have a couple others that I have in stock for consignment for more breaks, so more breaks to come. And actually, on my Discord is where I advertise the breaks, and also I have a Collector Arthouse Facebook group that I have a page and a group for Collector Arthouse, separate from the community group, and I got a marketplace group and an art market group and a alters and artist proofs group. I got a large Facebook presence, the Collector Arthouse website, the Collector Arthouse Discord, and Patreon. So I advertise across the non-community groups. I don't want to spam the community groups with salesy stuff, but just join the Discord. Long story short, is probably the Patreon are the best place to get into the pack breaks. Or you could always DM me. But I think I sold 2 of the 15 for the next break, so we'll see when it happens again. Always appreciate you having having you on with the. I called you the god of knowledge or the knowledge god or something like that. So, because you've really done wonders and you got great recall. There's so much stuff that's happened over the past 4 years that I forget like as much as I remember.
Right. Well, you've done so much and you're involved in
recalls
so many other things. I'm not. This is like my one thing. So
yeah, it's your one passion. It's awesome, man. You've done a great job, and it's like great resource for the community, especially as people got a single card with their Team Covenant Arthurian Legends subscription. So there's a lot of interest in it these days. So cool.
Yep.
All right. I
Always
guess we'll call it
enjoy
a day. Thanks everybody for joining. Please like and subscribe to the video, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care, man.
Okay,
See ya.
bye.